Alright. It says I'm live. Okay, I am live. Crap, I forgot to enable that setting. Alright, I think it's working. Alright, I think it's working. Yep, it is. Don't care, didn't ask. I'm pinging everyone anyways. I gotta advertise my stream. I think I can... No, I probably can't advertise in the Project Moon Community Hub. But I did have... I had a Tauntau's related goal in here, so maybe I'll be able to I don't know. Of July. Alright. We're gonna play the funny game. No one's in the stream yet. I thought I set the goal, bro. Hey, we got one viewer. What's up? Okay. I know I have a goal set. Alright.
자,
Gregor.
아무리 바빠도 점심은 먹고 일해야지.
Alright. I can level him up a few times. No, I can't. I can feed him tickets. Not gonna do anything, but... Actually, hold on. Let me be smart about this and go get my laptop. Alright, I'm back, chat. It looks like there's one person. I was testing it out because on my BRB screen, oh, they went on. Who knows? Maybe someone will join in like 2 seconds and see this, but yeah, I was testing out because on my I switched to using Streamlabs instead of OBS Studio just because I wanted to have more interactive stuff going on. Mostly I wanted to be notified whenever someone donates, but I have it so, for one, there's a chat box above my webcam, but two, it'll also show on the BRB screen, it'll show everything in chat, so chat can talk to each other, because I may or may not be leaving a little bit of the stream, but yeah. Do not know how many people are watching right now. Do not feel like checking, but yeah. If you're in the stream, if anyone is in the stream right now, please say, I don't know, G in chat, just so I know that there's someone here. Because I would very much like to have people in the chat room, people watching a funny stream, people that can hear my Wild Hunt Heathcliff laugh. Alright, no one's watching. Cool. Imagine I just get on my phone and start playing Limbus Company during the Limbus Company stream. Yeah. No, I'm gonna have my stream open on like 3 different tabs. I'm streaming on my computer. I have the chat open on the laptop, and I'm checking the viewer count on my phone. This most scuffed stream ever. Oh, there's one person watching. Welcome to the chat, one person. Unless that's my phone. But whatever. I'm gonna start now. Maybe if I see 2 people watching, if I see 2 people watching, I'll explain the goals that are probably about here. If my Streamlabs isn't being stupido. And I'm gonna turn about half my UK phone into modules real quick. I do need to do my dailies, so I might do that a bit, but if we can get anyone in here, maybe Killer Diller the goat from yesterday. If Killer Diller popped up, it'd be cool.
듀라디아, 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
집속불 내 받침장.
이식에서
조용히.
비명을 질러라. 이 속에서
I'm gonna have 2 Lament More and Despairs in a row. It would be so awesome.
불길 속으로.
It would be so cool. Damn. 138 in a single hit. That was hard. Oh. 44 damage.
나서도록 할까? 목을 내놓고 있도록 직접 밝혀주마. 비명을 질러라.
And we won. Peasy easy. Squeezy lemon. Yep.
끝장냈어.
Oh, almost 50% of the damage. Damn. I do not regret spending all of my ego shard crates on Heathcliff ego shards at all. I do not regret it. Story time! Yay! Stagger character's HP falls below the next stagger threshold, they'll take extra damage. These were suffocating for them as it was for me. We'll save for, I don't know, just maybe. There, connecting those parts will cause an issue with the intake fan. What do we do then? That's like 3 separate wires. Amateurish. Allow me to demonstrate. This is nothing compared to what I had to do back in the day when I worked with the engineering core. And this who appeared to be rather knowledgeable in engineering continued to support Muller Boatworks bus modifications. Miss Faust, do you by any chance possess any documentation of items that the centers may be partial to or have preferences for in their personnel information forms? She's just wasted in the back. You do not keep records of such details. Yusong, as I have informed you repeatedly, it is the best policy is this necessary to leave the decision to the managers. Yeah, there's nothing like boozing, getting right, slashed them into broken friendship. What? You could try my secret weapon. No way, you mean the king trash crab brain wine that you've been talking about? Of course, the gambling alcoholic would be interested in that. Okay, well, I shall inquire them myself. Thank you still. So I was trying to come up with various ways to bring Heathcliff and Ishmael's feud to a close. Sink.
아니, 여기서는 다 분이 맞다.
Yoshi and Marcel talking in the acronyms. Perhaps doing so while they're still alive would be looking to pursue in the direction or in the vein of avant-garde spirit. My suggestion was not to inflict further pain, simply a more appropriate method
그저
of
조리하기에
engaging the
알맞은
culinary
방향을
arts.
말한 것뿐이다.
저희 언제
We've been
저녁
having
먹을
this
수
sweet
있어요?
conversation for the last 30
벌써 그
minutes.
대화만 30분째예요.
레인, 나 죽어.
I can hear the trash crabs
배에서
going on in my belly.
크랩개들 울음소리가 나.
Well, you gotta... How many trash crabs did you eat?
누님,
You can
정신 차리셔야 합니다.
It seemed that Ryoshu and Marcel were trying to come up with a way to make the trash crabs more palatable. Not that I had any taste buds or a mouth, but it was starting to resemble actual food, at least in its presentation. Well, that's good.
꼬맹이들, 그리로 튄다.
Kiddos, we're going that way.
꼬맹이!
A child? Wow.
아니요.
I am
자,
not.
싱클레어군,
No,
마무리를
you-
부탁함세.
그레고르 씨, 저는 왼쪽 다리 할게요.
알았다고. 으차.
Most of the sinners are busying themselves with hunting trash crabs and collecting scrap. They say that practice makes perfect, and everyone was already performing rather well-coordinated attacks, even without my input. Okay, so do we have to spend more in Kefil in killing trash crabs? I hope not.
와, 그레고로 씨.
Oh, Greg,
불쇼라도
you're showing
보여주시는
off
건가요?
your rotisserie skills.
시.
Insipid
좀 더
flames
화려하게
like fire.
휘감더라.
아니, 저건 그냥
Just
타는
permeate
거잖아요.
빼내었다.
Extracted. However,
이미
this
음식의
can no
기능은
longer serve
상실한
as
것
function
같지만.
as a proper source of nutrients.
나
But Taylor, I have consumed not but 3 legs so far.
세 개밖에 먹지 못하였어.
Alright, that's some pretty damn good voice acting, because you can tell she's actually eating it.
히스클리프군.
Heathcliff?
뭐야 그게
What's up?
길잡이
Go ahead and I had a
인간이랑
chat.
만나먹어 왔어.
I'm okay now.
면담
Is it
맞지?
really just a chat?
아무튼
Just drop it.
말썽은 안
I won't
일으키도록
trouble you out no more.
하겠어.
That's all.
그것뿐이야. 그러니까 나도 하나만.
Spare me some nosh. I don't know if Virgilius really had just a talk with you. Knowing him, I think it was a bit more than a talk, you know. But that, unlike most other times, he was here to at least get Heathcliff to calm down. Ishmael, hold on. No viewer. No viewers in chat. Womp.
단테.
You know what,
잠깐
Dante?
괜찮긴 뭐 오가는
As one-sided
대화가
as the show
아니라
is going to be. I'm sure you've already
이미
been told in
대충
brief.
전달받았겠습니다만 두
I
문제들에
conducted a little
대한
meeting with the two
면담을
problem
진행했었습니다.
individuals.
보았던 것처럼
You will see that the discipline has proven
키스클리프에게는
effective with
교육을
Heathcliff.
진행해 효과를 보았지만
In
이스마엘은
Ishmael's case hasn't quite been
해결되진
resolved.
않았습니다.
To
정확히는
be more precise, there is no
해결할
reason to
이유가
resolve it.
없다고.
What are you talking about?
무슨
be asking
뜻인지
what I'm
묻고
talking about.
있겠군.
Yep.
설마
I hope you aren't expecting
설명까지
me to kindly
덧붙이는
explain everything to
진조를
you.
바라는 건
You'll realize it on your
아니겠죠.
own soon enough.
애초에 이런
After all, this babysitting and fostering
뒷바라지나
nonsense is not a part of my work, Manager Dante.
제 소관이 아니니까 말입니다. 관리자 단테.
I know you're putting in extra work, and I appreciate it. I'd
앞으로는
like it if I didn't have to
제가
answer them
나서는
anymore.
일은 제가 먼저 둘
Consider
사이의
the talk
면담을
I
한
voluntarily
것은
had to a small favor
최근
for me for
업무
your decent
성과가
performance
나쁘지
recently.
않았던 것에 대한 작은 성이라구나 생각해 두시죠.
I don't know what it is. I just like his voice. Like, it's creepy. It's creepy for sure, but I just like it. I don't know why. I just do.
그럼 저는
Of remaining
그
business
어금니
fixtures and more
사무소
office.
해결사들과 얘기할 것이 남아서
It's like that Ishmael was left alone with little progress to speak of. According to people from the boatworks, she apparently snuck out alone late at night to make various preparations. Even when I visited her, I found her hanging about and called over to her. Damn. She didn't respond to me at all. She wasn't ignoring me. Rather, she seemed too deeply fixated on what she was doing. What should I do about her? No, what was I supposed to do then? Well, a clear answer still eluded me. Mephistopheles' there was entering its final stages. I think we're almost there. really gonna be that many enemies? Ooh, I can bring more. Sweet.
잠깐. 이번 임무는 내가 나갈게.
출근하겠어.
본인이 나서지.
All center is safe for Ishmael gathered to behold the finished product.
이것이
with mine eyes
새롭게
the
변한
transformed
버스의
bus?
모습이요?
이것은
You want to call this a bus
버스
boat
배우,
or a boat
배버스요.
bus? I think I'll go with bus boat.
바퀴는 어디 갔죠?
Where do the wheels go?
이러면
We'll need them
유사
again once we're
이후에는-
done with U-Corp's district.
쓸데없는
Needless
것들.
concern. Of course, it has been
당연히
modified to
배와
be
버스의
amphibious,
형태를 오갈 수 있게
with both a boat
개조했지.
form and a bus form.
그런
What is
신기한
this, some
요술
kind of
버스
magic?
같은 일이 진짜
The
일어난다고?
magic school bus.
메피스토필레스는
The myriad of
원래부터
possibilities
여러
Mephistopheles holds
가능성에서부터
has always
각종
been capable of
기능을 지닌
various
버스였어요.
functions. Hasn't Faust expounded upon this
파우스트가
detail
말하지
once?
않았나요?
자자, 그쯤들
No,
하시고
no, that's enough of that.
시동을
Let's start it
걸어보죠.
up. As Mika fiddled with its controls, the bus, the bus boat shut it awake. The bus boat! Oh. And sputtered off with it. The odd screeching noise they heard it earlier. I
뭔가
think we're missing
부족한 것
something.
같은데요.
Maybe it's the form
형성 변환 쪽
transmogriffer
장치가 문제인가?
that's messing up.
귀
Yeah,
좀
I thought my
떨어지는 줄
eardrums were
알았네.
gonna burst. What
대체
could
뭐가
possibly
부족하면
causing
저런
that
소리가 나는
noise?
거야?
미카, 아무래도
Okay, I think
저번에
it's that one
쳤던
part
대로 그게
where we had to make do with what we had.
뭐?
What was that? You say make
적당이라고
do?
했나?
어쩔 수
We didn't have
없었다고요.
a choice. There
부품이
weren't enough
모자랐단
parts in
말이에요.
stock.
원래는 대체가 안
There's
되는
just one thing
부품이
that was
있는데
supposed to be
그게
irreplaceable, but the problem is
이거
this wasn't
분명
the sound of
엔진
the
소리는
engine,
아니라고 했었지.
was it?
이전에 마주했던
The
거대
gigantic
돌연변이
mutant
기체입니다.
we've encountered before. It's headed this
이쪽으로
way.
오고 있...
전과 같은 소리에
Likely
이끌렸나
drawn here
봐.
by the same clamor as before.
마침 잘 됐네.
That's good news.
저 커다란 놈
That big boy has the
분명
exact
등딱지에
part
그
we're missing
부품을
on
달고
its back,
있었어.
don't it?
맞지?
How convenient.
그렇긴
It does, I
한데요.
guess.
누님, 아니죠?
Big sis, are you really? I
맞는데
am really.
그
That's
부품이
that one
비싸고
expensive and
만들기
tricky
힘들어서
manufacture part,
많이들
isn't
필요로
it?
한다는 그거 맞잖아.
근처에 있던 다른 보트센터 직원분들도
Remember
많이들
the way
돌아가셨다는
it
건
killed the
기억하고
employees
계시죠?
of other boat workshops?
그거야.
That's
부품
because it
때문이 아니라
crashed into us, not
갑자기
because
덮쳐
we
들어온
were
거니까
hunting
그런 거고.
the bastard for parts.
지금은
But now I
여기
have
우리를
these lads and
도와주실
lasses
분들이
to help us.
이렇게나 많이 있으니까. 맞다.
Besides,
우리
it killed
완전
the
고질
people
때부터
that helped us start
보트센터
more
세우는 걸
boat works from our
도와줬던
bum
분들도
days,
저놈이
didn't
다
it?
죽였지?
Looks like this is just the time to give it a
이번 기회에
right
속
smashing
시원하게
down its noggin.
박살내버리자. 킹크랩게 뇌수
And make me some more wine out of its brain juice too. Just gonna... Alright, you're just gonna steal its brain and turn into wine.
누님?
Stop turning off.
우리도 나눠줄
Can we get some
거지?
too?
우리요?
I mean we.
이번
This
킹크랩게는
king
몇
crash crab
년씩이나
is
해를
supposed to be a
묵었다고
few years
하니까요.
old, so it
같은 놈이겠네요.
has to be the same one from earlier.
아무튼 그놈만
And
잡아주기면
all we need to do is
해결된다는 거
catch and kill that
맞냐?
prick, innit?
바로 그렇지.
Right on.
바로
Little
그렇다는데
clock face.
시대가리
They've turned me visibly eager to go up and crush some shells.
아니요. 차라리
That's
잘
not.
됐지 않나요?
Isn't this better for us? Ishmael?
나 참.
Where
미스.
have you been all
어디
this
있다가
time?
온 거야?
당연히 대호수에서 버틸 수
Making
있는 준비들을
preparations
하고
for our
있었죠.
survival on the Great Lake, obviously.
고래에 대한 가이드라도
The least I can
빼곡하게
do is make an
만들어둬야
exhaustive guide
최소한의
on
공부라도
whales
하지
you can study
않겠나요?
up on, right?
나 그런 거 안 읽는 거
I
알면서
don't
또
read that kind of
그런다.
stuff.
그럼 읽을 수밖에
Maybe you
없도록
should
귀에
read.
못이 박히게 해드리죠.
I have no choice but to read it.
관리자님 보셨죠?
Manager, we still need
저희에게는
more
아직도
time.
시간이
There's much more
필요해요.
time to...
준비해야 할 것도 훨씬
There's
많고
much more to prepare.
저 킹크립게는 쫓아낼
That
수
king
있는
crash
거잖아요.
crab can be repelled,
그럼
can't it?
그렇게 해두고
Let's do that
버스
and
개조는
finish
좀 더 뒤로
modifying the
미루죠.
bus later. More
그렇게
time
시간을
on our
벌면
hands. No, I'm not sure. My lack of memory doesn't help, of course, but I don't get what you're so scared of, or what. I don't get what you're so scared of, or what we're supposed to be preparing for. As much as I want to respect your opinions and reflect them, I don't think this is the best time for all of us. So, There's no
모두는
all of
무슨
us. Huh?
솔직해지죠,
Let's
저희.
be honest here. Is
지금
any one of us
여기에
devoting themselves
정말로
for the sake
모두를
of this?
위해서 희생하는
All of
사람들이
us.
있나요? 다들 자신만의
We
목표를
all signed
이루기
a
위해
contract with Limbus
림버스
company
컴퍼니와
for our own
계약했죠.
goals. I did.
저도
Isang did.
이전번에
Saw
이상 씨도
last time, and all
그리고
the other sinners
나머지의
did.
모든 수감자들도요. 결국 자신이 이루고 싶은 걸
Aren't we
이루기
only in
위한 거
this together to
아닌가요?
achieve our personal aims?
그리고 당신도
And you too.
기억을 되찾기
You're
위해서
forcing yourself to
생전
look for
알지도
those
못했던
golden
황금
bones,
가지라는 걸
things you
억지로
probably
찾아다니고
never
있는
heard of
거잖아요.
once in your life, just so you can get your memories back.
누구보다 개인적인
You
동기로
have a more
움직이면서
selfish motive
왜
than
모두를
anyone
위하는
else here, so
척이신
why
거죠?
don't you pretend like you're doing anything for all of us?
너 이 자식
How dare you
감히
raise your voice
관리자님께
그만.
Enough. Seemed to have been discreet listening in our conversation, joined as though he'd been a part of it from the start.
이스마일.
I believe I made myself clear.
명령 계약을
The
지키는 것이
contract comes first.
계약?
Contract, man.
그래요?
Sure, this is the
여기는
company I'm
회사니까.
working for. Of course it does. Corporate greed. Glared at me with the face unlike anything she'd shown before. I sense clear hostility in her eyes.
그래요. 그 잘난
Fine,
계약은
I'll abide by
지키죠.
the oh so honorable
관리자님.
contract. Manager, give me your
당신이
orders and I'll follow
시키신다면
them.
그러니까
So if there's
앞으로 제게
anything you
바라는
want
게
from me
있다면
from
확실하게
now on, state it
말해주세요.
clearly.
앞으로 제가
I won't get
주저넘게
out of
나서서
line by providing
무언가를 묻거나
unsolicited help or
설명하는 일은
explanations
없을 테니까.
anymore.
뭐예요? 저
What are we waiting
집채만하게
for?
큰 놈.
Weren't you going to
죽이러
order us to go
가자는
kill
명령
that
아니에요.
giant crustacean?
명령해
Or
주시는
gladly
대로
obey
계약에
as
따라
is
기꺼이
stipulated
따르죠.
in the contract,
관리자
Manager Nocte.
단태님.
Ishmael finished speaking. She blankly stared at me as if awaiting my order, to which I could only reply with, "Let's go." Ishmael turned around and left the shop as if on cue. All I could do was lead the other sinners and follow her. Just then, I heard the vicious sounds of crashing waves and the roars of an all-crushing storm. Visions of destruction and passed before me. The limbs and bits of flesh tear off in the shredding storm that brings crashing waves. Ishmael clings to the ship for dear life. Huh? The behemoth of an eye, its overwhelming and all-consuming size looming over the ship, watches her in silence. The whale? Perhaps this would be a clue to Ishmael's perplexing behavior.
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
그 우물을 떼어내주지.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
조용히. 한결 낫네요.
듀라니아, 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
불길 속으로. 다 죽어라. 피만 있으면 비켜! 제발 조용히.
결투는 좋은 결투.
지식에
나서도록 할까?
집속불. 뇌파 충전.
승부처.
Yo, is there actually people on the stream? Yo, say hi, chat. What's up, guys? Finally got people join the party. I'm almost done.
장부에 따르면
I think I'm almost done with Intervallo 2, so I hopefully should be moving on to CANTO 5 here. I can change the title of the stream. Yeah, I'm gonna do Power CANTO 1.
집속불. 뇌파 충전.
속에서 좋은 결투.
그걸로 제가 받군.
지식에
Alright,
듀라니아,
King Trash Crap count and I got Dohan just in time.
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
직접 부활을 새겨주지.
Lament Mourner Despaired. Yes. 140 damage. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
좀 나서도록 할까?
Ton of coffin. I want to try out. Now they're all plus. I can't use them. I can't use them because this guy has no fucking sanity. He's less sane than a fucking Half-Life fan.
집속불 내가 충전.
Shitburger.
차 잠들어.
Oh my god, it's called Crab Rave. They actually called the move Crab Rave. Well, he's almost dead. Soon there will be no more Crab Rave. Crab Rave is dead. Actually, I want to try out Red Sheet, because I've never used Red Sheet before. I just have it equipped.
목을 내놓고 있도록. 진짜 놓아주마.
Idiot. You idiot, I'm using Wild Hunt Heathcliff. According to Virgilius, people at the boat works have been saving up for a trip back to D Corp's back streets where their fixer office used to be. After experiencing a warp train malfunction, they apparently decided they'd rather take the car. I didn't lose it. When I figured ignorance is bliss and kept my figurative mouth shut. Maybe I feared that the things that I said could bring bad results again. Like how Ishmael has fallen out with me.
자, 걸려라.
Come on, get working.
오, 걸렸어.
Ooh, got him now.
이걸로
Super
완성이네요.
job's done.
마침 밀물 때네요.
Lucky you, the tide is
지금
in.
출발하실 수
You
있을
should be able
겁니다.
to set off now.
자, 그럼
And
보트
switch to boat
형태로
mode.
전환.
Ooh!
오! 이렇게 변하는
Transforms thusly then. The autism creature.
이 차량을 설계한 분이 존경스럽네요. 사실 저도 듣기만 들었지
I heard
실제로
stories
이렇게
of it, but to
작동하는
see
건
it
처음
in
봐서
motion firsthand.
아마 이
We
차량의
tried it,
핵심만
but most of
건재하다면
it
다른
changed into
형태로도
other
충분히
forms,
바뀔 수
but as long as the
있을걸요?
core is intact. Let's go! We're gonna turn Methy into a spaceship in Kanto 12. Yeah!
어떻게 이런 코어가
Can
존재할
such
수
a
있는
core be
거죠?
real? Just amazed,
정말
for lack of a better
대단하다는
term.
말밖에
Indeed, Faust is amazing.
자, 그럼
Right now,
다들
get in your
탑승하세요.
vehicle. You can
물가에
switch
가서
the
배로
mode
다시
again
전환하면 될
once you're
거예요.
in the water. More than now, boat shape of the stuff is be forged ahead into the ever-rising waters. My relationship with Ishmael was still precarious, which was something I still wasn't sure what to do about. But since some of the sinners were also trying to be supportive towards Ishmael, I decided that it would be best if I tried to come up with a solution in the meantime. Maybe I'll find out more the further we get from the shores of the Great Lake.
잘 나아가네요.
Is sailing alright?
그럼 우리 이제
Does
돈
that mean
받아서
we can get
외식하러 갈 수
paid and
있는
go
거야?
out for a meal now?
돈이라면 아까 받았어요.
We actually got our
계약 이행
money a minute ago.
완료하자마자
As soon as we
제비아치 협회에서
fulfilled our
보낸
end of the
배송 전문
contract, the
해결사가 오시더니
delivery
바로 잔금을
fixed it from the
치워주시던데요.
day the association came by and paid us the remainder.
오,
Our
생각보다
contract turned out
어마어마한
to be a pretty big
회사였는데?
deal, huh?
좋아.
God damn, now that's a
잔뜩
catch. How about we take a
벌었으니
break
오늘은
from
그랬게
trash
말고
crabs
오랜만에
and splurge for
돼지고기
some
어때?
pork belly
삼겹살로?
barbecue?
좋죠, 누님.
Sounds good, big sis. By the way, Mika,
그런데 미카,
네?
이번 개조
maybe we
목록에
add a submersible mode to the
잠수 기능도
modifications.
있었어?
그럴
We
리가요?
didn't?
저거
The
기우는
ship
것
looks like
같은데.
it's listing.
야, 빨리 물 빼!
Get the water out, quick!
양동이는 어딨죠?
구멍을 찾았어.
I found a hole with TD.
출발할게. 보글보글.
Oh, good.
구명보트.
I'll get the lifeboat. Guess we should also prepare to pony up penalty fees. We're so screwed. Why did you just zoom in on her hair like that? Hello, Hafiz Udin. I don't know. I probably butchered that name, but hello there. Bean. Frantic attempts to drain the bus and Karen skillful rowing. We managed to get back to the boat works and have the bus repaired. With that, our voyage on the Great Lake began somehow in earnest. I want the background of it sinking.
이제 더는 보통 소리에 죄를
Finally.
필요도 개소리를 꿈을 꾸고
Ooh.
슬픔에 빠질 필요도 없지. 전부.
Alright, first, I'm gonna collect my money. My money. Alright, we got one person in the chat, but let's see. Rooms past the back door. Ooh, we get another backdoor story. Let's see. I confirmed today's close of business for the centers. Whether we're riding the bus through a forest or navigating the bus boat over a vast lake, our daily routine changes very little.
감사합니다.
Thank you kindly. Starting
지금부터
now, you all will be
변동
given a
가능성을
maximum of
가진
12 hours
최대
to partake
12시간의
in sleep
수면 및
and rest.
휴식을
The duration is
시작합니다.
subject to change. Have a good
좋은 밤
night.
되시게.
Usual hubbub, followed by the usual leisurely idleness. I guess I'm not the only one starting to enjoy these normal routine days. It wasn't by our choice, though. By now I thought we'd be sailing vigorously across the waters toward the Lobotomy Corp branch located somewhere within U-Corp. But here we are, unable to leave the coastal side of the Great Lake, dawdling and twiddling our thumbs. Well, it's not like there's been an accident. While Faust didn't elaborate, she explained that we had to wait for now. If I were to hazard a guess, we were waiting here to complete some kind of an entry procedure like we did at K-Corp. Either that or we're waiting for someone, probably the B4 team, to get in touch with us. Which brings us here, surrounded by nothing but endless water. The senators chattered about inane subject before complaining about this immense boredom. But deep down, we were all exhausted from the unending onslaught of physically and emotionally draining happenings. Deep down, we all knew these leisurely days would not last. So we each elected to enjoy this brief maritime respite in our own ways.
자네
If
정말
I knew this
괜찮은
my
것이오?
assistance, as I've repeatedly
수없이
made myself
말했으나
clear,
나는
I am quite alright.
괜찮소.
속에 있는 것을 자꾸만 호수에게
Contents,
되돌려주는데
returning the
그게
contents
어찌
within
괜찮단
thy stomach to the
말이오?
lake with such vigor saith otherwise. Except for Yiseng, who had a surprisingly low tolerance for seasickness. This voyage was proving to be rather uneventful. I guess Pequod first mate Yiseng is pretty inaccurate then. Yiseng, the day's over. You can go back to your room now. Shall I finally be freed
드디어
from this
벗어날 수
suffering?
있는 것인가?
Seriously, I told you that you could rest in your room if you wanted.
벗들 또한
Our
고충이
fellows must also have their share of suffering.
있어.
I cannot in good faith seek
어찌 나 혼자
comfort
그리하겠는가?
only for myself. You're the one with the biggest share of suffering right now. Well, I wish that he'd be more reasonable with himself. I could see where he was coming from. I thought better of it than to try to convince him otherwise. I instead chose to help Yiseng to his room.
고맙소 단테.
Thank you, Dante. Then,
그럼
until later.
조금 있다 보기.
What? Guy! Don't care, didn't ask him, streaming. Not hungry. Waved at him and watched it until he stumbled into his room and closed the door behind him.
관리자나리 그럼
Then I shall
본인도
seek
먼저
myself
휴식을
respite
취하겠네.
as well, Manager Squire. Yeah, rest well. Akirate walked into the same door that Yiseng had walked into. You could get a blurry glimpse into her room over her shoulder. Couldn't get a good look at it, but it was certainly not the same room Yiseng had walked into. I see these doors every day, but I still don't get it. Yeah. I don't think you get it if you live there for like 3 years. Probably be used to this by now, but it's still pretty fascinating how the rooms change based on who opened the doors. I turned, leaving the shut door behind, ready to return to my room. Mirror dungeons. The door immediately to the right side of the demarcation of the corridor we're not allowed to cross. Within that door is a space somewhat different from the sinners' rooms. And there were the wooden door to my room and the metal door leading into the mirror dungeons. Yep. Doors leading to the Luxcavation dungeons and the recently opened door to the Refraction Railway also come into view. Huh. Well, there's my in-universe explanation for Luxcavations and mirror dungeons and stuff. So, no new doors yet. For no reason I took a door, I creaked those doors open and took a quick peek inside it to see if anything changed. Well, I've never actually managed to cache any changes myself, but who knows? Maybe I'll notice something worth keeping to myself, which I should probably report to Faust. Cash register. He must have caught wind of my rather mischievous thought. The ear-splitting siren blares all the way here from the other end of the bus.
아이씨, 또 뭐야?
아이,
Oh boy, this is on...
고급지. 볼륨 좀 내리라고.
I spun around to face the other side of the building. The sinners, alarmed by the noise, were one by one peeking out of their rooms. They were used to this sound by now, but they didn't change the unpleasant fact that their sweet private hours were disturbed.
단테, 마침 잘 되었네요. 함께 확인하러.
I accompanied Faust to the home. She fiddled with a few buttons and shut off the alarm. Incomprehensible, complicated-looking letters began to fill around the screen. Is that a new
아무리
room?
파우스트더라도
Even Faust needs a moment to
해독할 수 있는
Right. The siren always comes without warning. And with it appeared in the mirror dungeons, the excavation dungeons, and the refraction railways. I don't know if it's relevant, but I didn't see anything that would indicate activity when I checked the railway door.
그쪽은 아닐 확률이
It's
제일
unlikely
높죠.
that anything new would appear from that entrance.
아직 2호선으로 가는
I
문의
find it
불도
difficult
꺼지지
to believe
않았는데
that the next line would
그렇게
arrive so
빠른
soon
시기에 올
that the door of
거라고는
the door leading to
생각하기
line 2 is
어렵네요.
yet to go out. I guess you're right. The first railway really took me by surprise when it appeared. The new door had appeared before us, its edges shimmering with a blue glow. And when we entered it, a mysterious vehicle was just sitting there, waiting for us. Its appearance somewhat resembled that of Mephistopheles, but it was also patently clear that I had never seen anything like it before. An odd feeling.
철도를 처음
I
마주했을
see
때의
that your first
기억이
encounter with the train has
강렬한가
left a strong
보군요,
impression,
단테.
Dante.
하긴
I recall that you
파우스트가
had
내부를
a
확인하려고
rapid
진입했을 때
reaction when I entered the train
격렬한
for the
반응을
service
보이셨기도 하고요.
interiors. Well, I wasn't the only one that freaked out. Everyone did. With that thing left the station before the rest of us got on. Was what I wanted to say if I hadn't already turned around from the screen to which her eyes had been metaphorically glued for a while, and walked away. This wasn't it then.
네,
No, this particular
이번 변동성은 저희가 사용할
volatility is
법한 게
not something
아니네요.
we can utilize. Right, I thought it was an awkward time for a new door to appear. Too soon, too soon.
던전과 철도가
The
처음
dungeons
나타난
and railways
시기도
appeared at
묘한
awkward times as well,
시점이었습니다,
Dante.
단테.
I recommend that
언제
you
새로운
refrain
뉴스가
from stepping
관찰될지
into premature
섣부른
conclusions. A
고정관념을
new variable
피하는
may
걸
present itself at
추천드립니다.
any moment.
그리고
Moreover,
메피스토펠레스의
if this
엔진이
volatility is
변동성을
triggered in alarm
감지해서
in
울리는
Mephistopheles'
알람은
engine, then it
복도
naturally
어딘가에 새롭게
follows
드나들 문이
that a new
생겼다는
door has appeared
의미이기도 합니다.
in an indeterminate location down the corridor.
들어섰다가는
This may
정말
reveal
되돌릴
a
수
space
없는
from
공간이
which
열릴
one
수도
could never
있으니
return. It's
확실하게
best that we keep
파악해둬야겠죠.
track of these incidents. Even Heathcliff won't do anything like that again. Probably. Probably.
섣부른 고정관념은
And for my last advice to you, a premature conclusion is,
아무튼
regardless, no
당장에는 큰
serious
문제가
issues have been
없으니
detected at this
남은
moment.
휴게 시간을 즐기는
It would be
편이
most apt that we
합당하다는
enjoy
생각이 드네요.
our remaining rest period.
먼저 돌아가겠습니다.
Now, if you'll excuse me,
편하게
rest well,
쉬세요,
Dante.
단테.
With those as her parting words, Faust disappeared into her room in her usual manner. Left alone again on this bus boat, I looked at the numerous letters displayed on the screen. Numbers, unintelligible letters, drawings and symbols depicting something. I had to shake my clock head after staring at that dizzying sight for a while. That's how I feel reading any foreign language. I wonder if this is how Yi saying felt earlier. I'm starting to feel nauseous. I was barely able to hold back the vertigo from setting in. Time to saunter back to my room. Let's turn in early tonight. Yeah, I'm almost leveled up.
오늘 하루도
I do have missions. Alright. First Walpurgis night. After this, I'm gonna go down and get some dinner and be back in a bit. Another prolonged and dreary period of waiting, and some more waiting for something to happen. Of course, our bus boat was still floating on the coastal Great Lake. Voices of discontent among the sinners started small, but they have been growing increasingly incessant as of late. Holy crap. All of a sudden, ear-splitting siren echoes throughout the cabins. That alarm again, warning us of volatility in Mephistopheles, but it was much louder, much more painful than the ones we've heard before. And this time, it wasn't the only thing that assaulted our senses.
뭐야? 지금껏 이런 새가 번쩍거린 일은 없었잖아.
What is it this time? The hell did you feed this bloody rickety bus? This must be a signal that the long-awaited adventure is finally made.
이게
Is this what we've been waiting for this whole time? No. Julius frowned as though he sensed that something was off. He turned to Faust. It was one of those rare occasions when I could sense the slightest hint of confusion from him.
비상.
We
피가
met
터질
his blind
것처럼 울고
crying.
있어.
Nephew sick?
파우스터 씨.
Where is this, Miss Faust? I was informed about a siren
이런
like this
알림
before.
형식.
우선
First,
잘못된
a
사실부터
correction of falsehoods is in
정정하겠습니다.
order.
메피스토펠레스는
Mephistopheles is
꿈을
not
버스가
bloody
아닙니다.
rickety, and eating is
그리고
not a part of his
무언가를
behaviors.
먹는 연료 보급을 위해
It
엔진에 있는
doesn't make
에피팔린 보급
infrequent use
장치를
of the
간혹
MK-1
사용하긴
supply
하지만
gear installed in the
문제되지
engine
않을
for
뿐더러
fuel. That is of
잘못되어도
no
전부
negative
분해 후에
consequence.
수리가
Even
가능한
if it was, whatever issues that may arise can handily be repaired after a proper total assembly.
말이 그렇다는 거지.
It's just a figure of speech. So what's this
그래서
now? Sounds like the
대체
bus is about
무슨
to
일인데
explode.
이게?
메피스토펠레스를
Maybe
고물버스라
Mephistopheles is
칭하는
some bloody
것은
rickety bus.
파우스트의
He
심혈을 기울인
disregards the amount of
설계와
pain and effort Faust dedicated to it. No one
히스클리프
cares.
씨,
I
아까 하신
don't think she's
말씀
ever going
취소
to
안 하나?
stop. Seriously?
히스, 빨리 취소해. 이렇게 설명도 못
Look
듣고
at
있다가
that.
진짜 이거
The bus might
터져버리면
actually blow up before
어떡하라고.
she explains it.
아까 말한 것
I take back what I said earlier.
아까라는 표현은 매우 범위가 넓군요.
Oh my god.
파우스트는 그것이 구체적으로 어떤 발언을
I'm
취소하려는
not fucking
뜻인지
yet.
알 수
Shut
없습니다.
up,
이
Faust.
버스 고물이라고 말한 거 뭐 잘못 먹었냐는 거 취소한다고 미안하다고.
It eats humans. What do you mean it doesn't eat? The cabin briefly echoes with its cries and then a brief silence. I think I saw Faust flash the briefest grin of satisfaction.
좋습니다.
Good. The clown show over. This juvenile, tedious exchange
별로
is testing
우습지도
our
않으니.
patience. Yeah, it's a bit different from the usual alarms. Don't think this one's for a new door.
간단합니다.
It's quite
그
simple.
밤이
The night is
찾아온
here.
거죠.
알튼 말
Do you mean?
다파모분
I don't think I want to know what that means. Talk or I snap you.
발프르기스의 밤이 찾아온 것 같습니다.
Walpurgis night is here, it seems.
지금은 밤이 아니다만 적어도 이
The
연안에서는
night is not here. That is very apparent, at least in this coastline.
당장 눈에 보이는
The name does not refer
태양을
to the
확인할
time
수
of
없는
day in which
현상인
the sun moves
밤에
beyond our
대한
line of
이야기가
sight.
아닙니다.
그렇다면
It
이곳은
appears to me that
현상에
by
지어진 이름이라는
designation,
말로
you're
들리는구려.
referring to a certain phenomenon. Yuseng seemed to be doing a little better now that the waves had died down somewhat.
네,
I am
메피스토펠레스
indeed.
엔진은
I'm certain that
여러
all of
기능을
you are most
탑재하고
familiar
있지만
with the fact that extracting
그중에서도
identities and ego
여러분에게
from mirror
와닿는
worlds
것은
is one of the
아마
many
인격과
functions of
에고의 추출일
Mephistopheles'
것입니다.
engine.
하지만 추출이 가능한
This
범위는
reach is rather
다소
limited.
한정되어 있는
Even
편입니다.
as it has expanded over
늘어가고는 있지만
our journey, we have yet to reach mirror worlds that are too far from our own.
그것도 황금가지와
Is this
관련이
the golden
있나?
bow's doing? I noticed that
우리의
it was
여정이
fishing up
진행되는
more
것에
and more new
맞추어
things the
새로운
longer our
것이
journey
끄집어
went on.
올려지는 것으로 보였는데
Damn. I didn't realize there was an in-universe explanation for the fucking gotchas.
아주 틀린 답은 아니겠군요.
Broadly speaking, yes, you could say that.
관리자님과
Dante and our
우리
collective
수감자들이
experiences
경험하는 것에
gradually
따라서
expand our range of
추출 범위가
extractions.
점차 넓어져. 보통 그런 추출은
Normally, extractions
대가를
require a
치르고
certain
추출해야만
resource,
하지만
but there were times when the
경험하셨던
identity
것처럼
cards appeared out of
갑자기
nowhere.
튀어나오는
You
인격
recall
패들이
them, Dante?
존재합니다.
Oh yeah, some of them just randomly popped out of the engine.
잠깐. 못 따라가겠어. 인격패는 또
The
뭐냐?
hell is an identity card? Bro for gore.
아,
But you
모르셨나요?
still don't know? I'm jealous of you, Heathcliff.
히스클리프
You
씨는
have a talent for
항상
ignoring
관심 있는
anything you don't
것에만
care
관심을
about.
가지신단 말이에요.
대가리 깨지고 싶냐?
You looking to get your head smashed in or what?
자,
Right, knock it off,
그만
you guys.
싸우자고.
Godbud's
저
giving
기자리
us the
한번
evil eye.
시끄럽게. 아무튼 그
Or, you
뭐냐.
know, the things manager bug
그거야,
pulls out of
그거.
the engine from time to time. Those
다른
little rectangular objects with our
세계라고
alternate
했던
world. Wait, was it
거울 세계. 그거.
Anyways,
아무튼
those things with depictions
그쪽
of our
세계에
other
우리가
selves on
어떤
them.
모습인지 그려져 있는.
맞아요. 마치
Yes, the things that
마저패
look like
같죠?
mahjong tiles.
나는 웨이퍼 과자 같다고
I thought they looked a
생각했는데.
bit like wafers. Her face looks like she just ate one of them.
인격이 담겨 있는
I believe the
물건이
denomination comes from their
마치 패와
appearance as
같으니
cards that contain identities.
어느샌가
Thus, it
그걸
naturally follows that they are named
인격패라고
identity
부르게
cards.
되었던 것 같소.
그러니까
So we're using those
우리가 그
rectangular toys
네모난
to transform into
장난감
our
같은 걸로
alternate
변신한다고?
selves.
난 그런 거 쓴 적
I've never used
없는데.
them before. I never used them before. Says the guy I've been using for like the past 4 days. That's what I get for having Heathcliff on standby for so long. Because I'm not the one using them.
관리자님의
The
단말기에는
device issued to
가지고
Dante
있는
are
인격패와
indentations
에고를
throughout which
직접
identity
장착할 수
cards
있는
and
홈들이
ego can
마련되어
be inserted.
있습니다.
They're reflected when we
저희가
participate in the
각각
battle.
자꾸 싸우기 전에
Oh, so
뭘
that's what they were
만지작거리고
fidgeting with
있나
before the
했더니
fight. I could tell from his flabbergasted expression that none of it had ever even occurred to Heathcliff. On the other hand, Don Quixote wore a somewhat forlorn expression. What's wrong? What's wrong, Don Quixote?
아,
Well,
이런
is
상황에서
this not about time when
이스마엘
Ishmael would
군이었다면
intrude upon this conversation and
그걸
denounce
몰랐냐.
Heathcliff with biting words
라느니
such as "you still didn't know"?
한심하다.
That's just like
라는이
you.
하고 있을
His
텐데
emptiness weighs heavily
막상
upon.
보이지도. 아, 그렇네.
Oh, you're right.
그게
Something was missing
부족했네.
from this whole. Oh, I knew it.
이
Great
새끼들.
daft bastards.
그만.
Enough.
설명이 밀려
I'm not getting the
있습니다,
information we
파우스트 씨.
need. Miss Faust, please
그쯤
explain the
하고
present
이
situation.
초록색
What are these
불빛에
green lights?
대해
Understood.
관리자님이
We take
광기라는
into
대가를
account the
치르지
case of
않고도
identity cards
얻었던
Dante
그
received
인격패들로
without
미루어
spending
보아
any lunacy. We
메피스토펠레스의
can draw a
추출 기능은
conclusion that
불확실성에
Mephistopheles'
따른
extraction has an
예측불가적 특징을
element of
지닌다고 설명할 수
unpredictability
있을
tied
것입니다.
to its uncertainty.
뭐라는 거야?
What the hell is she blathering about now?
그대가 설계한 것에
What this item
불확실성이
is of your
개입한다는
design. To say
것은
that it has an element of unpredictability would indicate that.
맞습니다.
Correct. In case
이
one
엔진은
fuels the engine, yes.
엔케팔린을
However,
연료로
extractions and
나아가지만
reconstructions utilize
추출과
chaos.
재고치
Well,
기능에
in
있어서는
easier terms, you could say that it
혼돈,
uses the concept of
쉽게 말해
possibilities itself as fuel.
일종의 가능성을 연료로 어딘가에 있을 여러 거울
Our
세계의
extraction
줄기들
range
중에서
grows when we are
관측이
able to
확실해진
clearly
것을 찾을
observe
때마다
the specific
추출의 범위가
possibilities in the
지금은
infinitely branching
그
mirror worlds.
가능성들의 경계가
During this period,
완전히
however,
허물어진
the
것이죠.
borders between the mirror realities are entirely shattered.
현재를 기점으로
Using the present as our
과거,
anchoring point, it
미래
could be
3년의
said that
오차 안에
our
있던
current
추출의
extraction
범위가
range is approximately
발프루기스의
3
밤이
years
찾아올
to the
때는
past or the future.
10년,
During Walpurgis Night,
어쩌면 그
however,
이상의
that range
범위로
grows to about
늘어나게
10
되는
years or
겁니다.
even more. In that case, that means to say that identities of prominent fixers from the time past may grace us with.
이론상으로는요.
Theoretically speaking, yes.
하지만
But each
발프루기스의
Walpurgis
밤은
Night has its own
그때만의 독립성을 가지기 때문에
peculiarities. Will not let us
모든
reach into
가능성을
all
무수하게
potential
추출할 수는 없을
possibilities.
겁니다.
Does that mean that we may also be veiled with our ultimate selves as the legendary fixer, or the one and only Red Mist? Yo,
안개도
they better add fucking Red Mist egos, or I'm quitting the game. They need to add Red Mist IDs. Like, I swear, I need a Red Mist
가능성은 매우
ID.
낮지만
No!
부정하지는 않겠습니다. 범인은 이 세계가 있기 위해
was to be
필연적으로
defined by
얽혀 있던
worlds
세계.
affected by
예를
entities
들면
that were indispensable
백이야.
to the formation of this
흑주가 있기
current
전에
state of the world.
로보토미
An
코퍼레이션
example of that
본사
would
때의
be the Lobotomy
시점이
Corporation headquarters
대표적이군요.
prior to White Nights and Dark Days incident.
어떤 의미에서는
In some ways,
전국을
your
찌르는
words sometimes
질문이었네요.
find a roundabout way
동키호테.
to the truth, Don Quixote. But I could hazard a guess that they both must have been pretty significant, considering that Virgilius' face grew visibly tense as soon as they were mentioned. The sinners were unsettled too.
정리하자면
You conclude
이번
that this siren
알림은
is no cause for any
어떠한
concern.
긴급적인 상황은
그렇습니다.
No, it
가끔
isn't.
찾아오는
Consider it
축제
a festival that
정도로
arrives once in a while.
말할 수 있겠네요.
축제, 신나는 일,
Festival. Part of the
사람도
festival too.
신나.
전부 이해가 된 건 아니지만 우리가 기다리던 신호는 아니군요.
I don't know if I got all that, but this isn't what we've been waiting for, is it?
맞아.
No, we'll
대기는
continue to wait.
그대로
Damn. Sinners sighed and groaned with disappointment as the newfound anticipation fizzled. Well, something did happen, but it wasn't that. It wasn't something that would get us moving. I can see what a disappointment this might be to them.
그럼
How do we
저
stop that
시끄러운
green light
녹색불은
from flashing?
엔진에서 추출을
It will turn
진행하기만
itself
하면
off when Dante
자동으로
extracts
꺼질
something
겁니다.
from the engine. Do not
안심하세요.
worry.
자, 이제 다들 적당히 해산해. 관리자, 당신은 빨리 추출을 진행해서 저 알람 좀 끄도록.
Dante. Gamble on Walpurgis Dante.
좋말. 새
Keep
것이
running more
나와도
dungeons
기껏
with the
뒷문
back door,
탐방이나 하고
with whatever
다니겠지.
new thing they pull on you.
그래도 언제 이렇게
I love how they
있었나요?
I love how they fucking made a new they made an in-universe explanation for Mirror Dungeons and the gacha. Something more than just like at least it's something more than just the devs of the game just saying in a fucking blog post, yeah, you're just pulling them out of fucking God's ass crack. Like no, like no, they have the characters in game explain to you in a mini story chapter that like this is what happens. You pull it from a mirror world. This is a very rare opportunity, isn't it?
기다리는 자에게 복이
Let's be the
있다
patient
하였소.
ones, or so it is said. Every sinner says their piece before returning to their seats. Some of them walk out of the cabin to gaze at the lake. Something they must be growing a tad tired of doing at this point. Maybe they're just going out for a long sigh. Notice walk up and... They're not
신경
worried
쓰이지
exactly, manager.
않으십니까? 저 괴짜
About what that
과학자가
mad
아직까지는
scientist
이라고
said for
말했습니다.
now. There
뭔가
has to be
뒤가
more
더
to
있는
that
거죠.
statement. Should I
제가 더
investigate
파볼
this
수도
matter
있습니다.
further? This was right. Well, Faust did tell us to consider this nothing more than a festival that arrives once in a while. She definitely knew more than she was letting on. But if Faust speaks of something in her characteristically cryptic manner, it means that she'll never tell us she wants to. Well, it does bother me a little, but right now we don't have a lot of options. Let's just put a pin in it for now. Rose nodded affirmatively, bowed, and returned to her seat. Well, let's get extracting like Faust said. Game literally just telling me to go gambling. You have 7,900 lunacy. Extract now. No, I'm still gonna wait until next Walper, unless someone donates $10, in which I will do the funny. But before I go on to the reason to live, I'm gonna go eat some dinner. Back again with the help! Help me! Alright. Chat, I have returned. We're gonna do CANTO 5. Actually, wait, I remember there was... Nope. Alright. I just remembered last time ago there was something else there, but... Alright. Story time! Yippee! Hasn't been so long since bus boat was haunted by the sirens and the flashing green lights. The sinners were sitting uncomfortably, trying to get some shut-eye in the ship cabins, formerly known as the bus cabins. The thought of returning to the rooms didn't even seem to occur to them. Gazing out the window for a while, thoughts came to her feet and approached the helm, formerly known as the wheel. Miss Faust. Yes, we have received a signal. Faust? The long-awaited signal has arrived then?
내내 기다리던 그 연락이 도래했다는 말이요.
드디어
데우스에서의 모험이 시작된다는 말이겠다. Just the fucking wheel.
어떤 신호가 왔다는 거죠?
I don't hear or see anything, not even an alarm.
시야에는 잡히지
A
않지만
smoke signal outside our visual range has been
먼
picked
곳의
up by
연기 신호를 감지했습니다.
Mephistopheles.
연기.
Smoke signal. The beacons are lit then. I guess that's what we've been sitting on our butts for.
항해 시작.
Sailing as it goes, splish splash.
슬슬
Soon we'll be moving away from the coastal area and draw
대호수
closer
초입이라고 부를 만한 부분으로
to what one could
진입합니다.
call the Great Lake approach.
지금부터는 자동 항해
Activating
기능을
automatic navigation
작동시키겠습니다.
system now.
무엇이? 지금까지는 대우수가
Some say that
아니었다는
what
것이요?
we have experienced so far was not the Great Lake.
정의를 말하자면
By strict definition,
지금껏
yes,
대우수에
it
있었다고 할
was.
수 있지만
We've been inside the Great
특별한
Lakes
위협이
borders
존재하지
for a
않았기
while.
때문에
Yes, I make the
동키호테
distinction
씨가
based on
인식하고
the
있는
information
정보에
available
맞춰
to you,
구분하여
as our path has so
말씀드렸습니다.
far lacked any real threats.
그런
No
일들이
real threats.
있었는데
So sad.
위협의 속에 있는 이상구는
Well,
항해
you
내내
saying
양동이만
there has
붙잡고 있지
hitherto been
않을까?
burying his face in that very bucket. I shall have you know.
나
I mind me not.
괜찮소. 신경?
처음엔 물을 퍼내려는 줄
I thought the
알았구만.
bucket's purpose was to remove water
속에서부터
from the
다른 걸
ship in
퍼내니
case of a flooding.
어쩔
But
도리가
all
없네.
it hath heard of it. Heretofore remove the word contents of these things
그리고 그
and that
왜
well,
필요했겠어?
Purgisu.
그것이 지나간 지도
The
얼마 안
incident is still
되었고
quite fresh in my mind.
발프루기스의
Well,
밤입니다.
Purgus night.
그리고 그 모든
And not many
일들이
of those threats could be
대우수에 의한
attributed to the
것은
dangers of
아니지
the Great
않은가요?
Lake.
거짓 원인의 오리로군.
False cause fallacy.
어려운 말이 너무
Like the
많으니
rush of daunting
우리는
ideas that
자던잠이나 마저
has
자겠소.
grown in my direction. I shall henceforth continue to slumber then.
아니 위험구역에
No, we have
들어섰다면
just entered a hostile
몸을
environment.
추스르고
We must
긴장
rouse
상태에 돌입해야
ourselves
한다고
from
본다.
sleep and ready ourselves for what dangers there may be. What is
총원 경계
all
배치.
hands defensive stations? Just suddenly leaped to her feet and began barking orders at the
뭐야?
the bloody. Oh, my heart fell for a sec there.
오티스,
The ship
이제는
is
자동으로
currently
운행되고
steered by an automated navigation system.
위험한
As the
상황을
name
피해갈
suggests,
뿐더러
it will automatically avoid
맞이할
any
수밖에
threats the
없다면
Great Lake may pose.
경보가 울릴
Should a
거예요.
threat prove to be unavoidable, it will sound an alarm.
나
You really
참
expect me to trust that
그런 뜬모를
incomprehensible
기능을 얼마나
contraption?
신뢰하라는 거. 게다가 그 장치라는 건
Besides, this automated
막판에
navigation
그
system is
보트센터
nothing but
해결사들이
some
급하게
slapdash
붙여놓은
last-minute
것이
installation by the boatworks fixers.
확실히
Indeed, Faust is not the one who
직접
installed this
장착하지
system,
않았죠.
so no, its reliability is not
신뢰도가
absolute.
잘 말했다.
Well said.
자고로
It is well known
항해는
wisdom
알
the
수 없는
path of
일들이
a sailor
도사리고
is
있는
fraught with dangers unknown,
결국 사람이 나서야
which is to
한다는
say
것이다.
that a human must handle it.
그렇다면 그대가 이
And shalt thou
배를
be
이끌겠다는
the one
말인가?
to lead this vessel to victory?
관리자님께서 항해에 대한
I must
기억을
rise to
갖고
the occasion
계시지만
as executive manager. Unfortunately, lacks any memories pertinent to sailing.
다수를 이끈
Luckily,
경험이
I'm
있는
quite
몸이
experienced with the leadership position.
오,
Commander,
대장이 아니다.
I'm not commander. I am
선장이다.
your captain.
관리자님, 이번엔
Captain
관리자님의
Otis.
대리로서 선장직을 잠시 맡겠습니다.
About Captain Ishmael. before I even had the chance to reply.
자, 들어라.
Attention.
우린 항해하는
Sailing
것을.
sailing, that is to say the act of traveling across bodies of water. Yeah, we're not listening to that. Determined amount of time.
라는 것이다.
And that
항해의
concludes the
기본.
fundamentals of sailing.
다 잘
Have you
받아서
been
건너,
taking
제군들.
notes, men?
후비죠, 후비죠.
들을수록 신기한
I
것
consider the
투성이군.
amount of new
마치
knowledge I have
모험하는 것
acquired.
같지 않은가?
It is akin to an adventure, is it not?
거친 파도 속
Was
펑펑
one of
끓으며
mine humble
모험을 하는 것.
863-year-old dreams to
이
sail
몸의 꿈,
the great
삶의
lake as an
계속
adventure, like a
세계적으로
challenger of
하나하나네.
storms, a quarter of rope waves.
어찌 그리도
Such an
숫자가
exact number of
구체적인지.
aspirations you have.
오티스님,
This man, I have a
질문이
quick
있습니다.
question.
좋다.
Yes, you're recognized.
허가하지.
저
What's that
복잡하게
complicated
생긴
looking
레버는
lever over there?
나도 궁금했다네.
It's been a riddle
저건
in my head
대체
as
무슨
well. What
기능을
may
하는가?
be the function of that peculiar device?
혹시
Tranches shall
눈에
load and
배에서
fire
대포가
volleys,
촥
cannonballs at
나와서
the button.
막 빠바바
The shell.
나가는 것은 아닌가?
Lever of transformative variety. It shall be an auspicious day in which we are availed in the sight of this contraption action.
제법 멋질 것으로 보.
I love that Yi Sang gets to talk now.
저
I'm
요새
seeing
들어
more and more of
쓸데없이
these
겉멋
like,
만들고 소갈맹이는
so-called
제대로
bleeding
되지
edge
않은 것들.
technologies
소위
are hollow
최신
inventions that have
기술이라는
nothing to show
가짜는
for
이런
it
말이
aside from their
생겨나더군.
pretty exteriors.
편리함만 줬다
A
보면
blind pursuit of
위험성은
convenience
증대한다.
breeds
그런
increased risk.
최신 기술에 기대다
There's
보면
nothing but
어느
ruin
순간
at the
전부
end of
무너질
the
거라고.
road paved with over-reliance on these bleeding edge technologies.
기계의 피와 땀과 같은 나사와 기름 속에서 이뤄진
Further
열기.
fueled in the furnace of bolts and engine oil, the ship's blood and sweat.
그 속에서
A combined
지휘자의
force of the
냉철한
commanding
리더십과
officers'
부하들의
decisive
탄탄한
leadership
충성심이
and
만들어내는
subordinates' firm
조합.
loyalty. Blood what?
제대로 된 정통과
That's how
역사가 있는
proper workshops
공방장치는
of tradition
그런
and
식으로
history are
돌아가는 게
supposed to run.
맞는 이치인
Now
것을.
that is how
그게
two
바로
comrades are born.
선-
I don't know what
이해는
she's
안 가지만
talking about. That
멋있어요.
was kind of cool. I
가슴에
can feel something
뭔가
rising
울림이
through my
느껴져요.
chest. It's vomit!
소장!
I mean, Captain, this bleeding edge technology is bleeding like a mule. Whatever shall we do?
이 오티스
Shall
증명해
prove
볼
it
이따위 최신
But I
기술
don't
없이
need this high-tech
항해에는
junk to
문제가
sail.
자, 돈키호테
Sea Woman
선언.
Don Quixote.
출력
Set the
손잡이를
power level
제대로
to the
개방.
maximum output.
손잡이 최대
Power
개방
lever.
하겠소.
싱클레어 선언.
Seaman Sinclair set the helm to the neutral position and hit the switch.
그 스위치.
Hit the switch.
스위치.
가자.
Let's go!
엔진 완전히
Just fallen
침몰.
silent. I don't think you know what you're doing with this.
자동 항해 기능이 중지되었군요.
Navigation system has failed.
오래된
This is an old
모델이라
model. Rebooting will be complete in
약
approximately
5시간이
5 hours. Motherfucker.
운전수를 버린 벌이야.
That's what you get for abandoning your bus driver. wait, so we're just stuck here?
그럴 리가요.
Of course not. Mephistopheles' engine may be inoperable as it is melded with the automatic navigation system. The ship itself can still
움직일
move.
수 있. 수동으로 전환하면 될
We still have a manually activated backup power system on standby. Okay, so we just have to activate that. Yummy. Yummy lunacy. The laws.
자, 제군들. 이런
Your
위기
orders and
상황에서 가장
solidarity
중요한 것은
are of
명확한
paramount
지휘와
importance
그에
in
따른
times like
단합이다.
these.
영 하면 오른발,
Like on heave,
차,
left leg on
왼발을
ho,
돌리고.
let's go.
영,
Heave,
차,
ho,
영.
heave, heave, ho, heave.
아바리고
Heave ho, how is there?
안 흘리고
And then you get to
뺏기만 하는
stand there and
거냐?
bark in orders. That's why we're pedaling our bumps.
어리석.
Most demoted question.
선장의 체력
Captain
상실,
must prefer
부하 전원의
her
위험을
strength to risk
불러일으키고
putting her subordinates in danger.
체력을 보존하기
That's
위해
precisely why I'm refraining from
쓰지 않는
participating in
것이다.
this plan. I think you're just lazy, Otis. Tell me Dante is at least helping.
네가 언제부터
You are
대장이었냐?
commander. Well, she did say she's the captain, not the commander. The damn seagulls can flock off already.
그냥 저 거지 같은 갈매기들을
Kidnap
납치한
some seagulls and
다음에
train them to pedal the
발전기를
generator.
돌리게 훈련시키면 안 되는 거냐? 어이,
Oh,
잘난
if I was
파스트
smart
씨.
ass, I thought you were a genius. Make it
사람이요.
so there should be
그
easy
정도의
peasy
기술은
for you
네
brilliant
머리로 그만
intellect,
뚝딱
no?
만들어낼
불가능은 아니지만
I can make it happen indeed, yeah, I do not as it is inefficient. Rudimentary toilet training will be the first step in making them viable as a consistent source of toilet training?
가름, 심심해.
Probably wants to vroom vroom.
가름,
I'm talking about you, the
운전기사인
driver
네가
should do your
발전기를
job. They should
돌려.
keep you occupied for a while.
심심해하던
어머, 감당되나?
Are you sure about that?
그러면
You're
배려를
just not
가만히
gonna let
있지
that
않을
slide.
텐데.
That's how you get yourself
면담하고
a
싶어.
consultation, you know? Wait, let's think about this for a hot minute.
아니 왜 이렇게 땀을
Let's think about
흘려가면서
the actual reason we're
발전기를 돌리고
sweating
있어야
and
돼.
the crap out of the
근본적인
gym.
원인을 따져.
모든 결과에 일일이 원인과 책임을 따져보는 것은
take the fall for
불임
every
발사.
little thing is a
최종
stinking
결과가
thought.
성공적이라면
All that happens
그
on the
전의
road to
것들은
success
전부
is
과정에
merely part of
불과하게
the
되니까.
process.
아니
Look, I'm not saying that we should
애초에 왜 이렇게 쫓기듯이 속력을 내야 하냐
You
이
just wonder
말이야.
why we're pedaling so darn hard to begin with. It's not like there's something coming after us.
우리의 목적지는
We're heading
회사의
toward
큰
one
항구
of
중
the
하나라며.
largest
아니 목적지도 방향도
ports
정확히
of
알고 있고
Newport,
말이야.
and we know exactly where that is and how to get there.
그 항구가 움직이는 것도
It's not like the
아니고 왜
port's
그렇게
gonna
서둘러야
sail
하는
away,
건데?
right? Why are some just...
아니 그렇잖아. 어?
Am I
이
wrong?
잔잔한
Great
대화성
Lake has been
공간에
very tranquil so
갑자기
far.
괴물이
It's not like
튀어나와서
some
우리를
monsters
다
going to
죽이겠다는
suddenly...
그뭐 예고장을 보낸 것도 아니고.
You're gonna jinx us, Gregor.
축적된 경험들로 인해
Here's that your
어느 정도
consolidated
직감이
field
발달하게 된
experience
것
has evolved
같군요.
into a
그래,
form
그래.
of intuition. Fascinating,
흥미롭네요.
Gregor.
어?
What?
파우스트는 이를
Faust find this development
긍정적인
optimistic.
변화라고 여깁니다. 우리는 앞으로
We must exit this
10분
area
이내에
within the next
이
10
구역을
minutes. We
벗어나야
are
해요.
falling some behind the forecast of
그러니까.
my predictions. That was ominous.
불길하지만
Precisely 2
구체적인
minutes.
시간까지지.
대호수의 규칙
The laws
때문입니다.
of the Great Lake.
역시
Oh, I knew it.
그
That
규칙
darn,
때문인가?
darn law of the Great Lake again, huh?
로자,
Foreknowledge of
당신이
the laws of
대호수의
the Great
규칙을
Lake
알고
is an
있을 거라는
unexpected
예측은
development.
없었는데요.
Quite difficult to
직감이
believe
이런
that
방향으로
even with
발달할
a
수 있다고
consolidated
보기는.
experience or intuition.
미안.
Sorry,
이번에는
sorry,
나는
just
직접
wanna
해보려고
look like I
했어.
was in on
매번
it.
대묻는 패턴도
Girl gets tired of
식상하잖아.
asking every time, you know?
유사의
There's laws
대호수에는
that must never be
반드
broken.
그리고
Yes, the
그레고르
port
씨의
can and will
말씀과
sail
달리
away, Gregor.
하다
bloody
하다
lake, what
호수에서도
laws could it
규칙이
possibly
있다고?
have?
규칙을 어기는 학생이 있으면
Well,
호수에서
the lake
매라도
copper-
들고 오기라도
who's
해?
gonna come? What are the lake coppers going to come spank the bad boys with a stick for breaking class rules?
징징거리는
There better be
새끼
a law that lets me.
뭐군 하는
with
규칙은
me.
없어? 귀따가
Well, what does sink even mean? I can almost hear a well-timed sigh followed by honest but brutal, piercing words. It was like someone recorded her sigh and played it in my head. Ishmael was nowhere to be seen on the deck.
그러니까
If there's
앞으로
anything
제게
you want
바라는
from
게
me from now
있다면
on, state it
확실하게
clearly.
말해주세요.
She wasn't kidding me. Ishmael remained in her room, not a peep to be seen or heard despite the commotion. Not appearing once through all that's happened since the incident.
설명을 드리고 싶지만
Much as I would like to
그보다
provide you
이
with an
구역을
explanation,
벗어나는
leaving
것이
this zone takes
우선된다는 걸
precedence.
말씀드리고 싶네요. 금방의 대화로 소모할 시간을 계산했을
According to my
때
calculations, our last
남은 건
conversation
7분
left us with 7 minutes.
구역을 벗어나려면
We're approximately
직선
15
거리로
kilometers away from the edge of
15km
this zone as the crow flies.
한 사람당 시속 10km 이상의 추진력을
Each
감당할
person
수
must pedal
있어야
to generate
안전하게
enough
넘어갈 수 있다.
energy to travel at least 10 kilometers per hour if we are to escape in time.
오늘따라 단합이
Wonderful. We'll have to see some proper teamwork for once.
흐뭇한
가자 로시한테 목적지가 바로 눈앞에
Our
있다.
destination is now. Gallop
달려보세요.
on!
쟤는 왜 저렇게 힘이
Please stop
넘치는
getting
거야?
angry from me. fallen through. I think I'm done for it. Just go on, I'll have the fallacy.
놓고 갈 공간이 어디 있다고?
Move you where? We're on a
그러세요.
ship. Mercy.
The show is going at full power.
이 정도 강도에서의 페달링은 복식 후
Very fragmented
가장
breathing is
효과적이다.
conducted to maintaining consistent speed and exercise of this intensity.
시속 10km
Especially more so when each
추진력이
center is
그렇죠.
responsible for about 10 kilometers per
좀더
hour of
부하가
energy output.
필요했다면
Any higher it would
코와
have required
모두 써야만 했을
hypernia
겁니다.
to maintain that speed.
자기는 안
Do
지쳐?
you ever get tired though?
네.
No. 3 minutes remaining now.
3분 남았. 무슨 일이
You don't
일어나는지도
even know what
모르면서
happens in 3
이렇게
minutes.
힘만
Why are
빼는
we
게
doing
의미가
this?
있어.
She said there's no time, just step on it with your life.
하루는
I want to
하고
zoom.
싶었어.
This is squeak squeak.
이건 따른따른이야.
This is squeak squeak.
따른따른.
Squeak squeak. That's so fun.
콧노래 부르면서 노동하는 것도
I didn't know how
좋은 활력이
energizing
되네요.
work songs could be.
뭐야?
You guys have so
왜
much
이렇게 안
energy
지치는
though.
사람이 많아?
저희 집안에서
It's
강제로
not even a
받아온
warm-up
수련에
compared to
비하면
the training my
기분
family
죽이도
forced me to do.
못하죠.
지금 밟기나 해.
Shit, Gobs and pedal.
앞으로 남은
Oh,
시간은 30분.
Dante is pedaling too. I knew it. 30 seconds remaining. 30 seconds?
박진감이 넘치는걸.
I like to throw this as my this is my true victory. Everyone except Otis is taking part in it.
이렇게 거대한 적에게
There's
돌진하는
an overwhelmingly colossal enemy, is it real?
말과 호흡을 낮게
Save your words, your breathing, remain in the flow. Breathe in, out, breathe in, out, breathe in, out,
들이마시고
breathe in,
내쉬고
out, breathe in,
들이마시고
out.
내쉬고 들이마시고 내쉬고
How much time?
앞으로 10초,
10 seconds remaining.
4초.
4 seconds.
보통은
Are you
이
not doing it
타이밍에서
so much of a thought?
다들 입 다물고 마지막
Go
젖
back
먹던
to the
힘까지
toil and
내라.
toil. One managed to escape the zone before Faust counted down to 0. Some sinners immediately threw themselves onto the deck of the ship like limp puppets, while some looked like they'd just taken a quick rest at a park bench. So we made it out somehow, but I don't see any signs of those laws. Am I missing something? Faust? Nice. Sure. Well, this law of the Great Lake ripple is some hogwash you made up.
우리를 그냥 개처럼
Just to make
부려먹을
this journey go a
작정이었다면
tad
진심으로
faster, I'm going
가만두지
to
않을.
seriously. The lake surface we just pedaled through was gone, as though it was never even there. Blobfish! Known as the blobfish. This place was an immense something. Its innumerable legs or tentacles writhed rising above the lake's surface. I couldn't even tell where the thing ended and where the lake began. Did it burst from the lake? Or were we traveling unawares on this body this whole time? I couldn't even find the right word to describe the magnitude of that thing. Its appearance sent waves across the waters all the way to the zone we were in. Mephistopheles shook violently as though it was about to capsize. It need not be said that the sinners on deck were given an untimely shower. Oh, that was too
조금만 더
close.
늦었다간
Almost
모두가
pancakes.
과자 부스러기 꼴이 되었겠어.
Oh, no adventures complete with the... ordinary apparel, of course.
만족.
Envy, now this
이
morning.
정도는 되어야 날뛸 맛이 나지.
Yoshu smiling is not a sight I like.
만일 저것이 우리를 한 번 더 공격하려
We
한다면
have no chance of
승산은 없다.
weathering a single strike from one of its limbs.
아니, 저것은
it will leave us
이곳에서
alone as long as we
우리를
are
내버려
here.
둘 거다. 그게
It is the law of the
대호수의
Great Lake.
규칙이니.
이제 미뤄뒀던 설명을 할
Now
수
we have time
있겠군요.
for my explanations.
유사 대우수의 규칙은 여러
Though the
가지지만
laws of the Great Lake are
지금
numerous,
필요한
I will
설명을
relay only
간단하게만
the
하죠.
pertinent information for now.
한 호수에서 일정 시간 이상 머무를 경우
Lingering longer than a
각 호수만의
predetermined amount of
파도가
time, a single lake will cause one to be struck by the waves of each lake.
보통
Waves? Didn't look like any waves
저런
I've
걸
seen before.
수로라고 부르나?
호수와 호수 사이를
There are
넘어가는
also
것
laws
또한
governing the
정해져
time and
있는
direction
시간과
in which
조건이
ships are permitted to
각각
cross the
존재합니다.
borders between lakes.
뭐야?
Wait up. So if we
그러면
ever just come to a
어디에
stop
멈춰
for a
있기만
bit,
하면
that
반드시 저런
octopus tentacle like thing will
문어다리
wrap
같은
us?
건데 당한
그래서
Precisely.
당연하게도
Thus, it naturally follows
이 호수
that
위의
everything
모든
in the Great
것은
Lake is in a constant state
규칙에
of motion,
맞추어
position, itself
위치를
according to
바꿔갑니다. 그
laws.
목표를 향해 가는
And the route
방법도
toward our destination
그것에
will
맞춰
also
우리를
change accordingly.
안내하고요.
혹시
Can I get,
그
like,
규칙이라는 것에
overwritten
대해
list of these
정리되어
points?
있는 건
And
없나요?
Annie used to stick a
제
piece of
방에는
paper with her
유머가
family
가문의
rules in
규칙이
my room.
적힌 종이를
Not that I could
붙여두곤
follow
했어요.
them, but that's when I had a door open. Whoever opened it did so with obvious irritation.
기어코 파도가 왔었나 보네요.
Ishmael
그렇죠.
finally woke up. The waves finally hit, huh? Ishmael? After such a long period of isolation, Ishmael staggered out of her room at last.
대호수의
You
규칙은
can't just scribble the
고작
laws of
노트에
the
몇
Great
줄
Lake down on a
적는다고
notepad
해결될
and call it a day.
사소하고 간단한
This
내용이
lake has
아니에요.
wildly
대호수 자체의
different
규칙은
sets of
간단하지만
laws, even though the
각
overarching laws
호수의
governing the
규칙은
Great Lake are pretty
전차
straightforward.
만결이니까. 애초에
More
허가 없이
importantly, you
대호수의
should know
규칙에
that
대해
unauthorized
문자로
recording
기록하는 것
of their
자체가
laws is
유사에 잘
one of the
알려진
quirks
금기기도
better
하고.
known taboos.
그렇다면 몸에 새기면 되겠고.
My body will remember it.
만약 새긴다는 의미가
Tattooing them on your body,
경험이 아닌
if
문신의
that is what
의미라면
you're referring to, is also
해당
prohibited.
사례로
Taboo
유사의
hunters
금기
and
사냥꾼들이
corporate been sent in
파견된 적도
pursuit of
있으니까요.
individuals who have attempted
모든
precisely that.
규칙은
It
구전으로만
is best
옮겨지는
that we do
편이
not produce
안전합니다.
any written records of these laws. What have you been doing all this time, Ishmael?
작사를 갈고 있었어요.
Wetting my harpoon. Harpoon? Why?
더 날카로워야
Because
하니까요.
I need it to be sharper.
스치기만 해도 살아있다는
Because
사실이
I'll give her the kind
후회스러울
of pain that
정도로
makes her wish she was
고통스럽게
dead.
만들어줄
She'll
거니까.
feel it even from the smallest cuts.
그럼 그냥
And
처박히긴
that
하지 왜
sparrows
기어
being
나오는
easily
건데?
fall back into your hole.
그대로 처박혀 있다간
I'm afraid that if I did,
녹아내려 흔적도
I'd
없어진
later
당신들을
emerge from
구경할
deck
것
littered with your
같아서요.
melted, unrecognizable flesh.
별로 유쾌하지 않거든요.
I'm not raring to see a sight like that again.
그리고
Besides,
호수에 대해
watching
뭣도
you
모르는
land when you waste
사람들끼리
time
배를
tinkering with a ship
주물럭거리면서
you don't
시간만
even
축내는
understand,
꼬락서니를
wasting precious
더는
time
못
has been
봐주겠으니까.
unbearable. Even though it's been a long time since the incident at the boatworks, her biting yet anxious lectures have not dulled at all. I was afraid that she might stir up trouble among the sinners again. Okay, fine. But she was out here with the rest of us, and I wanted to believe that she was more than enough. I decided not to question her further. Damn, still no one in chat.
이럴 줄
I had a
알았죠.
feeling this would happen. Camille walked up to the home.
뭐 하는 거지?
What are you doing?
이 배는
We're smooth
순항
sailing
중이다.
at the moment. A northbound
오히려
breeze is
남쪽에서
pushing
불어오는
us along.
그렇게 보일 수도
I guess
있겠네요.
I could look at.
땅에서나 구르던
I
사람
guess I could
생각이라는
look
건
that way for
그렇게
some people.
일차원적이고
Simple,
뻔한
one-dimensional,
편이니까.
predictable ground pounders like you.
이 새끼가
You little.
지금
How dare you
누구
insult
디스해?
my. Otis, let's hear her out. You got
운이
lots of
좋군.
swabby.
물개
Okay, Ishmael, tell us. How are we not smooth sailing? We got the wind at our backs.
바람 때문이 아니죠.
That's no wind.
우리는 끌려가고 있는
We're getting
거예요.
dragged. Dragged? By what? Those ships.
저 배들
Rutrow?
오늘 하루도
Don't have it. Getting close to getting my seasonal challenges done. I just gotta do more mirror Duncan. I wanna get Captain Ishmael.
오늘 하루도
I got some. Yeah, I'm a little stupid. I only have 2 Ishmaels that can have passives, but I haven't looked at them. Does Sloshmail do? Alright, I don't think I have any ideas that do Tremor Burst. Well, equipped anyways. The resin sauce tuning fork. We were not exactly on a collision course with them, though. Girl didn't entertain me with an answer. Instead, she just took the helm and threw it wildly in one direction. Oh, these still splashy drifts. Didn't know ships could drift like a bus.
카론,
Colin
놀랐어.
impressed. Redhead, not bad.
주황머리.
경쟁자가 생겼군.
You have competition.
아니 잠깐만
Hold up.
이상하군.
That's weird. She
분명
turned the
방향을
helm all the
꺾었는데도
way.
왜
We're
저
still
배들
headed
사이로 우리
between
배가
these two
이동하지?
ships.
뱃머리가
It's like we're
미동도
stuck
하지
on
않아요.
rails. Bushmail turned and lifts off his helm around to the opposite direction of the two ships. We're getting dragged even faster by them. There was nothing we could do about it.
이즈,
Don't
설마
tell me you
전진
hit the
후진
reverse
레버를
gear.
반대?
엔진은 껐어요.
I turned the engine off.
뭐?
배들이 합쳐지는
Are those
건가요?
ships melding into one another?
야이 미친 새끼야!
What
지금
are you doing?
짜부라지게 생겼는데
What you got to
그
say?
한가로운
We're about to
감성이
get
나와?
squashed like bugs.
어이 물개.
You swab
큰 소리를
right into
그렇게
all
치더니
that
이제
bravado from
어떡해?
early.
좀 닥쳐요.
Shut up.
잡아당겨지고 있을
I'm
때를
going to
최대한
use
이용할
the
거예요.
momentum of the
그리고-
pole when it's strongest to get us out of here. And
부딪힌다.
crash.
지금
No. Immediately before it crashed, the snail just left the rubber engine and adjusted several rows in a series of decisive motions between speeding us between and past the two vessels. The back of our ship. The ship's stern was crushed, but it was better than getting completely sandwiched between those two ships.
이 정도라면
If stopped as the
며칠 내로
engine
회복이 가능한
can
수준입니다.
reconstruct damage of this severity
메피스토
in the
플레스의
next few
엔진을
days.
자가 수복시키겠다.
아니 지금 보니까
This is more than just some
이
damage.
파괴된
It's like they
정도가 아니라
deleted a part
통째로
of our ship.
뽑혀나갔는데?
마치 처음부터
Gone as though it
그곳에
never
있지
been a
아니했던
part of the
것 같소.
ship's blueprint. I took another look at where the stern used to be. As the center said, the stern wasn't crushed, it was effectively deleted as though it had never been there. They left a bizarre-looking cross-section behind.
유사의 특이점. 공명
Its
국세의
Euclid
특징이죠.
singularity, the resonance tuning fork.
이곳의 배들은
Ships
원래
operating in the
하나였던
Great
것처럼
Lake can
서로
merge and
끌어당기며
separate when
합쳐지기도
needed,
하고
as though they've
목적에 따라
always been a
언제
single
하나였냐는
vessel,
것처럼
or as though
분리되기도
they've never
하니까요.
been parts of the same ship.
저 정도 크기의 배들이 쓰는 공명 굽세 정도라면
There's no
우리처럼
swing
공명
forks
굽세가
used
없거나
by vessels of
주파수가
that
안 맞는
size are strong
배들을
enough to pull in
그대로
smaller
삼켜버리는
boats
일이
without
빈번하죠.
tuning forks like ours, or even the ones with tuning forks with mismatching wavelengths.
아 이런
Alright,
명령이
apologies for
내려지지도
taking the helm
않았는데
without your orders,
운전대를 잡게
manager.
되었네.
No, don't. You just saved all of our lives.
뭐
I wasn't
그러려던
trying
건
to,
아니긴
but thank you for
하지만요.
understanding anyway.
시키지
please
않은
accept my
설명이
apology
나오는
for
것까지
giving
이해 좀
unsolicited advice.
해주세요.
Certain
워낙
somebody won't stop
땡땡거리는 소리가
flapping gums
시끄러워서
at me, so I had to.
배
Now I
한가운데에서
can
귀마개를 할 순
unplug
없잖아요.
my ears in the middle of the voyage, right?
전장에서 입이 거른 사람은
I've heard my share of blunt,
굴러다니는
foul-mouthed
돌멩이만큼
talk
많아.
during the war. She's not the first to do so.
실력만 뛰어나다면
Doesn't
그러는
matter.
걸
As long as
굳이
she can live
제지할
up to her
필요도
words, no need to get in the way,
없을
I
테지.
suppose.
죄송합니다, 관리자님.
I'm sorry, Executive Manager.
저는
I must take a
잠시
short break.
어찌 풀이 죽은
Do
것이오?
not so crestfallen, Commander. I mean, Captain.
손장!
시끄럽다.
Silence. Executive Manager
처음부터
is our
대장은
commanding
저기
officer.
계신 관리자님이었어.
Always been. Downcast and shoulders slumped, Otis made her way into the ship cabins, formerly the bus cabin.
목적지에 거의 다 왔군요. 유사의 5대 항구 중
Our
하나예요.
destination is near.
청색지
Welcome
항구선입니다.
to one of the 5 great ports of Euclid, the Marlin Port.
Val's voice was dry and emotionless, as though what had just happened didn't affect her one bit.
와, 정말
Wow,
크네요.
it's so big.
지금까지 제가 보았던
Must be
배
one of
중에
the biggest
손에
ships
꼽을
that
정도로
I'd ever
커다란
seen.
걸요?
Hong was right. We were approaching a massive ship so large that it could almost be mistaken for an island. Whichever was the case, it was clear that the port was a megastructure built from countless metal shipping containers.
안개가 걷히니
Mist fades and what was unseen
Before it unveils itself. I scarcely did not expect
줄이야.
Paul to shroud a structure such as this.
Ship? I don't know. Can we really call that a ship at this point? Can't help but agree there. Ishmael, does that count as a ship in the Great Lake?
대호수에서 자꾸
Your landsman
육지상식을
common
꺼내봐야
sense is useless at the
소용없어요.
Great Lake.
공명급세를 쓴다면
Ships that use
저런 배는
resonance
밥
trained
먹듯이
force like those are
버티니까요.
as common as crimes in the back
고래고기
streets.
먹듯이라고
Or I
해요.
guess as common as the whales are in the Great Lake. The whale.
불로 정화하고 깨끗한 세계를 세우라.
자, 그럼 여기서 잠시
We'll go our separate ways for a short while.
나와 카로는
Carl and I have
이
business to
근처에서
attend to here.
볼일
볼일?
Business?
왜? 또 무슨
What is it this
일인데?
time?
이너
I'm
향수나
looking to buy some mermaid perfume.
고
Let's leave it at that. Virgilia said, looking straight at an advertisement before. Bottles of mermaid perfume extracted straight from their left fits. Special discount. Mermaid perfume. Just the scariest guy you've ever seen. You're just like, I wanna buy some mermaid perfume.
우리 것도 사다 주는 것인가? 이너 향수라니. 호세는 신기한 게 많군.
What other curiosities of the Great Lake await us, I wonder?
유사인은
A
고래와
significant
이너를
source
이용한 상품들
of income for
주
the people
수입원으로 사용되고
of
있어.
Euclid comes from selling whale and mermaid
고래 기름,
products. Whale oil,
이너는
mermaid tears, mermaid
이너
perfumes,
향수,
whale cuisine, and more
고래
to
요리
list a few
등등 다양하죠.
examples.
오, 저기는
Ooh,
아이스크림
I
가게가
spy-
있는 것 같소.
I spy a purveyor of ice creams over here. Iced creams. Sardine whale flavored ice cream? How's that apples?
보기에는 이상해도 의외로
Sardines are
먹을만해.
quite the savory nosh, even if they do have a fun look to them. Unless I'm looking to learn the flavors of the marlin whale ice cream.
청새치 고
길잡이께서는 이번에도 동행하지
Will you
않는
not
것이오.
accompany us to our destination, dear guide? I've done
길잡이라는
my
것의
job as your
역할
guide.
올바른
I put you in
방향을
the right
가리켜
direction, and that's what my responsibility
그 방향으로
is. It's not my job to
걸어가는
accompany
것까지는
you all the way there.
소
틀리지는
While you may be correct, your words also come across as rather
정없이
personal.
들리오.
올바르게 들었어
You heard
이상
me right, you son. I don't intend to make friends with
나눈
them,
정도
nor do I want to.
나눌 정도 나죠
Don't let these small
이런
talks
잡담이나
can give you
나누고
the wrong
있으니
impression. Now, Miss
파우스트
House,
씨
저희를 기다리는
the
분들이
allies are
계십니다.
expecting us.
미리 파견 나온
The 4
LCCB
team on the ground will
직원들로부터
relay us the location of
유사한
Blue Botany Court Branch
황금가지가
housing
있는
Golden Ball.
로보토미 지부에 전달받은 마지막 접선지
According to our
위치에
last
따르면
communication, they should be waiting for us.
이쪽입니다.
There.
좀
Place is a bit spooky.
으스스하네요.
아무도 안 보이는데?
I don't see anyone here. What's
어떻게
up
된
with
거야,
that,
파우?
though? I can
저를
tell from your tone
의심스럽게
that you
생각하시는
really doubt me.
모양이군요.
This is the location of
전달받은
the...
장소는
So we got
그럼
here
이번에
first.
우리가 먼저
But the
도착한 건가?
4 team more like belated team. Yeah?
팀이라더니
정확히
I
정정하자면
mean to make a minor
저희
correction.
쪽에서 1시간
He arrived
30분가량
at
늦었습니다.
about 1 hour and 30 minutes behind the schedule.
이상
LCCB
지난번
agents from
제2사에서
back
만난
at J-Corp
LCCB
were already on
대원들은
the scene.
훨씬
Should that comment reminded everyone that the same duo? Good for me too. Thinking about them even for a brief moment.
기다림의 끝에
Appears that they
수면을
have
취하도록
elected to sleep in lieu of our appearance. If you saw it, we didn't deserve you to. You know, we gotta watch, eh? What the hell is wrong with you?
아, 미안하오.
Apologies.
급히
In our
향하다
hurry, we happened upon
예상치
and
못한
presumed
사고에
this happened
휘말리는
during
바람에
Why didn't you take them into
그러면
account
그런
before you left?
사고까지 예상해서 일찍 출발했어야지.
Someone from the corner of the shipping container rises from their nap and stretches. They sound oddly aggressive.
어? 아이쿠 이
I'm really late.
명찰이 삐뚤어져
The
있잖아요.
badge is upside down. Remember
단정한
to
내곳에는
always keep your
언제나
appearance straight.
중요하니. 어라? 명찰에
What's this sticky red thing
질척거리는데.
on you? It's just hung an upside down LCCB agent badge. It is soaked in blood. I hope that this badge would have a more
경찰은
dramatic
자극적인.
effect.
자자 어디
Let's see here. Limbus company with the 14 team leader.
겁도 없이 우리
He was
구역에서
loitering around in
거리를
our
벌이고 있다고.
territory. Got to say that was briefly stupid.
볼품없는
Sorry,
연출이라
production was
걸리적거리는
Get to the point before I
하기 전에 본론부터 말해.
I want to know what that means, but I also don't at the same time.
어휴, 이 지각한
So
놈들이
tired of your
성미를
salvation.
도둑하네.
Why don't you first give us a listen?
너희
You're looking for the
방금
golden
뭐를
whatchamacallit,
있지?
aren't you?
그자를 어떻게 한
What have
거지?
you done to the team leader?
아, 목숨은
Hold your
잘
horses
붙어
now.
있으니까
Lad's alive and
여기로
well.
인질 협상을 하자는
It's a hostage negotiation then.
우리가 사람 가지고
You sent me
한두 번
first ransom
장사한 건
already, you know,
아니어서
if it, you
말이야.
know what I mean.
간단해.
Just simple. Give us the
돈을
cash
주면
and return
당신 내
your
친구를
friend.
풀어준다. 안 주면
You don't get the cash and we give your friend an
친구께서는
impromptu
이곳이
burial
바로
on a shipping
관짝이
container right here.
되어버린 거지.
납치범이었냐?
Kidnappers, eh? Piece of shit. Piece of the shite.
오, 잠깐.
What if I just
자꾸들
What if I just fucking kill you? How about that?
말보다 몸이 먼저 나가시려는
I wouldn't do that if I were you, buddy. Think before you act, eh?
협상이 잘못될
Anything goes wrong,
경우에도
your friend bites it.
친구는 돈만 깔끔하게
Very
주면
straightforward if I do
너희는
say so
불련한
myself.
친구랑 황금
Just do as we say and
무엇이든지 찾으러
that
가시는 거
friend
하면
of
되는
yours continue
거야.
on your merry adventure.
쉽잖아.
Get back to finding your gold and whatchamacallit.
그럼
Or
우리가
else we even
맛집은 풀코스로
throw in a full-on
알려줄게.
gourmet tour guide for you.
서비스로.
Just to sweeten the deal.
벌어지가.
Bloody maggot.
자자.
Okay, gotcha. I see what's going
그쪽이
on.
말하는 바는
There's
충분히
some time to
알았으니까
discuss this finally. Look, there's no point in escalating this. We're nothing but brought unnecessary attention to us.
섣불리 움직이다가
And if our impulsive actions get that LCCB agent killed,
상황이 우리에게
we
불리한 건
may
사실.
hold the upper hand in this negotiation.
황금가지에 대해
I
자세히
don't
알지도
believe these
못한
fools know
놈들이
much about the golden bow.
되고
They likely
될 것
kidnapped him
같은
by
납치범
chance, thinking they could get a hefty ransom out of him.
지금껏 황금가지를 빼앗으려는
We have
악인들은
come
많았지만
across many
이렇게
men and
무작정
women that leave the
강도질을
nation
하는 자는
adventures.
또
Such brazen
처음일세.
villainy is heretofore not been encountered.
얄팍한
How classless and
알맹이 없는
grotesque
장난질.
without a cause.
섣불리 무기라도 휘둘렀다.
Charging them head on will only sick their friends after us. Friends who may be involved with a powerful local syndicate.
유사에 대한 정보가
Our
거의
chance of
없는
victory is
곳에서
slim should
상황이
such
섣불리
event
불리해진다.
come to pass. Do not possess enough intel on U Corp to effectively maneuver that situation.
그러게
Yeah, we don't,
조직의 크기가
we
얼마나
don't even
될지도
know how big
모르겠고
the syndicate behind this guy
대사를
is.
들으니까
But from the way
한두 번 해본
he
솜씨도
said
아닌
his
거였지.
lines, this probably isn't his first time doing this, right?
그런 거라면 규모가
There's
작은
also a
조직일
chance
수도
that they're
있다는
just small
거
fries,
아닌가요?
isn't there?
규모가 작으면 그냥 싹 다 조지면
small
끝날
fries, let's crush them
일이잖아.
all.
인질을
We'll hit them
처리하기도
before
전에.
they even have the chance to lay a finger on the hostage.
아니, 그
Now, it can mean that their syndicate
규모가
may be
크지
so
않다면
small and
또 다른
scattered that it
골칫거리가
is
될 수
impossible to be traced.
참,
So we don't know anything. Great.
정말로
Are they really going
저희가
to
돈을
not
안
pay up?
주면
진짜.
Last I know, their kind scum like them are around every corner of the city.
죽인 후에
If
시체도
it goes
영원히 못
cocked out,
찾게.
they'll kill the hostage and won't even leave a body for us to find.
버러지들.
All kinds of awful images and ominous speculation begin to overwhelm us. So-called kidnappers were crowding amongst themselves, giggling and chatting. They knew their options were limited. Okay, then I'm going to start off by asking how much they want. I have our element here. The best I can do is try to gather some information at least. Short, exasperated sigh escaped Ishmael's lips. She had been standing here this whole time, arms crossed over the harpoon that rested upon her chest.
돈을 주겠다.
Willing to pay them? Those
저것들한테요?
bastards?
기어이
Crazy?
밑
What else can we do? Even now the hostage.
변명은 관심
I don't
없고요.
care about your excuses.
이게
I don't care to know if
관리자님이
this is really the
내리신
best course
최선의
of action
판단.
you could come up with.
맞아,
판단에 대한
Any
의심,
doubts about the manager's decisions
불필요하다.
are unnecessary. Yeah, you're as predictable as always.
당신이라 판단은 곧 명령.
The rest of the manager's decisions are orders. To doubt them is insubordination. Ishmael, it doesn't matter how competent of a sea dog you are. Okay, if you say so.
그럴 수도
Who
있고요.
cares? They've
나한테
not
직접
given me an
해라
order.
말라 하는
They
말
didn't forbid me from
없었으니
doing anything. So what's your
상관없다고
problem?
생각하는 도저히
I just can't
이대로는
sit here and
참을
watch
수가
this play
없어.
out. Ishmael strode toward the kidnappers. It was plain from her tone and expression that she did not care one bit about what the other sinners said.
명령 불복종에
I'll
대한
gladly
처벌은
accept the consequences. She shot me a fleeting glance before raising her harpoon.
편하실 때
For insubordination,
내려주세요.
manager. And then thrust her well-sharpened harpoon right into one of the kidnapper's forehead. Yeah, he's fucking dead. The entire course of her action from start to finish was so full of absolute confidence that no one even thought to stop her. I couldn't either.
대박.
Yeah, she was right. The kidnapper suffered a total obliteration of forehead. Obliteration of forehead. Damn.
이스마엘 씨.
What did you just do? Sinclair was the first to snap out of this stupefied silence.
이러면
No
인질로
CCP agent
잡혀있다는
they took
LCCB
hostage.
대원이
Just put him
화를
at
당할
risk.
수도 있잖아요.
Because of us, he
저희
could.
때문에.
Sinclair was trembling hard. I couldn't tell if it was the welling tears he was holding back, or uncontrollable fury.
그때처럼
Just like back then with Effie with
서두시처럼
Sod. It was only a few months ago when. Don't tell me you've moved
몇달
on
전일
already.
뿐이었어요.
Yeah, I don't think Sinclair could ever forget that. I don't think Sinclair could ever forget Canto 3 because he had to look at the person who killed his family. So I don't think he's ever gonna forget Effie or Sod either. Sinclair's memories. I saw an image of Sod and Effie both smiling. Both were excellent field agents. And because they were both excellent agents, they suffered to their last moments before our eyes. Helplessly watching as they slowly expired in front of him in his old home at that. That day must have been scorched into his memories. I recalled Ishmael's vision that I witnessed back at the boatworks. Was that also a moment that was burned into her memories, I wonder? So Dante can literally just see memories, okay. Didn't seem to find Sinclair's questions worth answering. She strode toward one of the closed shipping containers and kicked it open. A body that had been dead for so long, its complexion consistently barely resembled that of a living human slumped to the floor. This one's been dead for at least a week, and of course isn't our LCB agent. Mel kicks the body, tossing it on its back. From the looks of it, this one was a tourist visiting Marlinport, probably unloaded too if they could afford to travel to the lake just for sights. They would have been able to afford whatever ransom the pirates demanded. Kidnap, extort, execute. These syndicates have been repeating these 3 steps for a good while at Uport. Even as the names and organizations change with time, they're everywhere like vermin. It'd be more accurate to call them pirates here. I mean, he did look and sound like a pirate, so. They never return the hostages. They'll keep asking for more and more ransom until the money will rise up. Ishmael poked at the body with her foot. And they just killed the hostages, like they did this one. And quite numerous the prevalence of such tragedies must be. How can this be? Wherefore, doth no hero rise to the occasion to put a stop to these villains. I believe this to be a place of tourism, is it not? Well, that usually means that there's a bigger fish looking out for these small fries. Hey, that matters not. Just what such villains run rampant in the city is. I must take peace that the fiction city are yet unaware. Send a missive to one of the just and honorable associations of the. Isn't about time you woke up from your delusions? I've had enough of your ramblings about justice. You're villains. Never mind. It's like I'm talking to a brick wall. You're not gonna listen to me anyway. It's so frustrating to have to sit here and just shabbiness. Why we can't get anything done in time. By now we should have been talking to the CCP agent, getting the intel we need. Ishmael's eyes darted around with wrath, impatience, and anxiety. A metaphorical storm, an amalgamation of senses. She was billowing wildly and helplessly in the tempest. I could not even hope to hold her steady. You brought this on yourself. This is our waters. Do you even know what syndicate your dogs just... Yeah, we're doing this. Let's just get it over with. Do I get to fight now? Finally. The pirate. You are a pirate. Yar har fiddly.
불길 속으로.
Fucking pushing shit on that.
왜 안에 갇혀 죽어라. 비명을 질러라. 썩 묻혀 잠들어.
Wave dose.
집속불 내가 충전. 그 오물을 떼어내주지.
속에서 주라디야, 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
집속불
They're stacking these fucking balloon boys.
한결 낫네요.
Okie
당연한 결과죠. 저는 선택받았으니까. 그렇겠죠?
Wow, Cliff's doing some more damage.
와일드 헌트야.
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
그 오물을
Aims to kill her.
피만 있으면 비켜! 조용히.
직접 밝혀줘.
집속불 내가 충전.
결투는 끝나지 않아.
한결 낫네요.
왜 안에 갇혀 죽어라.
정신 차리게. 이걸로 제압했군.
이 거리면 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
불길 속으로.
주라디야, 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
불길 속으로.
이명을 질러.
그걸로 제가 팍 우리 보스가 이 사실을 알면 가만두지 않을 텐데. 너희들 그러니까 지금이라도 적당히 용서를. 잠깐, 왜 자꾸 말을 끊는 거야?
Just slowly getting closer.
다가오지 마.
아, 그거 잘
Oh, that's
됐네.
convenient.
보스가 있으면
Nice. Now we know
여기서
we can
지지부진하게
go
시간
for
까먹기나
training
하고
time
있지
to the
않아도
boss in
되겠네요.
charge. Let's stop wasting time here.
이 컨테이너들은 셀
I don't
수도
want to
없이
have to
많고
crack open these
그걸
shipping
하나씩
containers
억지로
one by
열어가며
one and go
썩어가는
through them
시체
all.
냄새를
I
맡을
don't think
필요도
rotting
없고
corpses.
한 손 정도는
Who's the
움직일 수
point,
있죠?
right?
보스가 있는 곳, 이
Location of the
지도에서
boss.
손가락으로
Mark
위치
on this
찍어요.
map with your finger. I wasn't sure when she picked it up, but Ishmael was carrying a travel brochure of Milan port. She shoved it in the pirate's face. He struggled for a moment before pointing to the location on the map. As soon as her trembling finger reached the paper, Ishmael waited. Well, we
갈
have
건
enough
나왔네요.
stuff. What are we waiting
가죠.
for? Damn. She contains both old and fresh bodies.
여기서 우리가 만나기로 한
English supposed to mean so alive.
저들이 우리에게
Depends
가지고
on how
있는
rich
돈벌이에
they
대한
think they
기대감에
are.
따라
We already did them.
죄악의 경우
Even if the
시체라도
worst comes to
찾아야 해요.
pass, we should still
뭐라도
find
나올
his body. They'll at least give us something. That's all we find at the end of this. His corpse, Ishmael.
전
I don't think I could forgive
저를요?
me.
아니요.
No, us. We who didn't even try to save them. No,
듣고 있습니다.
I'm listening. Should we do something? Is she going to be okay? I mean, Ishmael.
명령 불복종에 대한
I think we
것인지,
can answer regarding her
수감자의 감정
insubordination
상태에
and
대한
emotional
것인지.
state.
이런 상황에서
This is not a matter in
파우스트의
which
추론,
Faust answers can
별다른
give
도움이
much
되지
assistance.
못하겠죠.
처럼 명령 불복종과 단독
Wicked
행동,
manager. Such
동서고가
insubordination and
직결
high road
대상이었습니다,
behavior would
관리자님.
have resulted in an on-the-spot execution at any other organization.
수감자를 처분할 권한이
I'm aware
없으시다는
that
건
punishing
알고
the
있지만
sinners is not a
그의
part of the
준하는
authority
처벌은
given to you.
향후 관리를
There
위해
must be
필요하다고
penalties befitting
조언드리고
her
싶고요.
actions for proper management. Always, you're always on my side. Pretty much always, now that I think about it.
저도 한때 몇몇
I've been a leader
부하들을
of men
이끌었던
once as
입장으로서
you,
관리자님의
as
심령을
you are now.
충분히
I
헤아릴 수
can
있으니까
sympathize with
말입니다.
your troubles. I don't know if I can manage Ishmael anymore. I just don't. It looked like she was acting rash. Maybe she knew the right thing to do in this scenario. Ishmael suddenly decides to quit something else without lit. I proceed to implicate her on the various causes that prevent Ishmael from quitting. It's not like I could force her to come along, or should this hostility escalate. Besides, she already acted without my orders earlier. She would say that she'd follow my orders, but I wasn't sure how long they would last.
그게 무엇이 중요합니까, 관리자님?
Executive manager, that doesn't matter.
10이라는 숫자가
You don't need
어긋나면
there to be 12 sinners. Are you saying that we leave Ishmael?
저는
Executive manager,
아주 먼 곳으로부터
I've wandered for
오랫동안
many years and
떠돌다
far
이곳에
lands before
왔습니다,
making my
관리자님.
journey here.
입사
And I have
계약서에
done
적혀있던
so with steadfast
그 한
determination.
줄만 보고만
For a single clause in my contract with the company.
그 목적을
I
위한
came ready
여정에서
to face all the
발생하는 고난과
hardships that the
갈등,
journey
더 나아가서
entails,
Adversity, conflict, and loss of comrades are simply facts of this quest I must weather. Truth be told, I expect all of them to happen at some point in our journey. I can see how Otis. I can see how Otis's literary source was the Odyssey now. I couldn't see it before because all she did was just ass kiss, but. Man, the more I look at it, the more I just really want Dante's suit. Like seriously, I mean, Dante's fit just goes hard as fuck. The long red trench coat with the yellow outlines on it, black undershirt with the red tie. Just goes so hard. I'll always remain by your side, of course. She smoothly added to the last part, but there was a growing suspicion at the back of my mind that maybe not everyone felt a sense of belonging from this group. Maybe I was the only one who saw it as a sense of belonging from them, and we'd fight as one no matter what ordeal this journey threw my way.
당연한 결과죠. 저는 선택받았으니까. 그렇겠죠?
I knew it. Blunt is why and Clear's doing so well. It's like only Blunt. Literally only Blunt. Literally just a big fat fuck you to everything. I didn't even realize that Heisho Radiant had an unbreakable coin on her defense. I wonder how many IDs there are that have unbreakable coins. Because I know Felbull Iseng is another one.
불로 정화하고 깨끗한 세계를 세우라.
Location is marked by the pirate's blood led us to the entrance of a club. Faint music could be heard echoing out from behind the doors. So this is the place?
우리 중에
Any
이런
of us
요란한 클럽
been to a loud,
가본 사람?
flamboyant, deluxe dance club like this before?
굳이 우리 중에
If I had to
고르자면
guess, my bet would be on you.
그거
Oh, come
편견이야.
on, a
우리
flashy bar like
뒷골목에는
this,
이렇게
my
화려한
back
술집은
streets.
거의 없었어. 장사가 잘 될 리가 없었잖아.
I doubt I would have had
그치.
much business back there.
뭐
People would
뒷골목에서 몰래 벌이는
sometimes host
파티 같은
secret
건
backstreet
있었지만
parties, but
그럴
Sonya
때마다
somehow
소녀가 매번
always caught on.
귀신같이 알아.
So why are we talking about this?
모르겠어 단테?
You see Dante?
입구에
Bouncers
경호원들이
at the gate.
있잖아.
몇 명이서 오셨죠?
Welcome. How many do you have with you?
2명.
Two. Come on, man.
나
Don't you
기억 안
remember
나?
me? I'm on the list.
죄송합니다.
My apologies. Please enter.
확인했습니다.
저것 봐. 뭔가
Look,
쑥덕거리면서
check
물어보잖아.
with the guests for letting
자연스럽게
in.
저걸 뚫어야 한다는
Gotta
건데.
squeeze in there all smooth somehow. Oh, since
그럼
Roddy is out, next in line is... Huh?
뭐야?
What? Me?
나? 무슨 말 같지도
What the
않은
hell are you
소리야.
blathering
죽을래?
about? I'll smash your skull in.
나라면 어느
Take
정도는
that as a
칭찬으로
compliment if I were
받아들일
you,
것
Heath.
같은데.
Should I?
뭐 기다릴 게 버리게 되어서 아쉽지만
My
난
son
좀
goes
더
less about
피와
music and dance and more
땀과
about
의리로 섞여
blood
있는
loyalty
그런
and things
조직
like that.
출신이라서 말이야.
I don't know what it is about this face. I just like it. Where did the chat go?
아쉽지만
I
저런
have a small watering
삐까뻔쩍한
hole
곳보다는
in an old
허름한
pub below it,
탁자에서
and
마시던
then a
낡은
fancy clever.
술집이 내게
Getting
더 가까워.
sloshed, drinking from old rickety tables. Yeah, that's more like it.
나
Me.
음악과 함께 울려
Music,
퍼지는
screams of fear and
기념.
pain. Deluxe
기범벅
walls
벽지.
painted with red.
꺾여
Walls
있는
painted red
관절로
with blood.
춤을 추.
Dance. People with crushed joints. Forced.
아, 그런 거는
Yeah,
클럽이
that's
아니야.
not a club.
역시
Well, I can't think of anyone else.
아무도 없는
then.
건가?
가보았다.
I've been to such a club. Of course, Mersault has.
다소
Or Merceau. Sorry to the French people that are not watching. Quite often. You're joking.
농담이 아니다.
I'm not. I fail to
왜
see why
그렇게
that is
생각하는지
difficult for you to accept.
인생에서 즐길
That was
거리를
merely
찾으러
one of the
돌아다니는
places
무렵에
that I
발견한
visited when I used to
것은
wander
하나뿐이다.
in search of life's joys.
저 클럽의 절차를
A
관찰해보니
cursory observation of their
클럽으로
procedures it reveals
프라이빗
that it
클럽은
is in
방문하기
fact
전
a
입구에
private
서
club.
있는 문지기들의
As a
허가를
general rule,
받아야 입장이 가능하다.
visitors must receive the bouncer's permission prior to entry.
문지기들은 대체로
Most
평균 이상의
bouncers
덩치를
are
소유하고
of
있었으며
above the average
무기
mass
또한
and likely to be
소유하고
armed.
이들 사이를 무사히
Key
지나다니는
elements to getting past the bouncers are.
일반적인
You'd be
클럽이라면
right. If this was just
그게
any
맞는
other club,
말이겠지만
이스?
Camille walked past us and up to the club
이곳은
entrance.
조직의 보스가
This is a
있는
home to a
곳.
leader of a syndicate.
당연히
The
일반적이지
question you
않은
should be
방식으로
asking
입장하지
is,
않는
what are
방식도
the
있을
other
테고
ways of entering this establishment?
그 답도
And I'm sure the
조직원이
answer lies
있겠죠.
with the syndicate member. Easy
단순하지
enough,
않아요.
right?
어떻게 오셨죠?
What brings you here, if I may ask?
저는
Hi,
저는
I'm Queequeg's friend.
네가
Whose friend?
뭐래?
퀵퀵
Queequeg.
그 이름을
You recognize that
알고
name,
있겠죠.
didn't you? The mere mention of that name, the bouncer's expression changed from that of indifference to disbelief.
잠깐.
Wait. What is that? The bouncer whispers something into the radio. Is he really going to let us in?
당신이 정말
You're truly a
퀵퀵의
friend of this
친구라는 건가?
Queequeg? What if I am?
지금 어딨지?
Where is Queequeg?
보스께서 물어보신다.
The boss got it. I'm asking.
그러니까
Alright, so your boss is in the club.
당신들
다시 한번
I
묻는다.
ask again, where is Queequeg?
우리 쌍갈고리가
The twin hooks are on our way. I repeat, we are. I thought we were trying to sneak in.
아니요.
No.
이 안에
I
조직의
just
보스가
wanted to
있는지
know if their
확인할
boss was
방법일
home.
뿐이었죠.
We should be able to get all the
대가리가
intel we
가장
want
많은
from
정보를 알고
them.
있을 테니 가장
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna
확실하죠.
sneak in. This make me curious who Queequeg is. And what I'm gonna have to suffer against Ricardo. Queequeg. Twin hook pirate. It doesn't even have a skill 3 SMH.
불길 속으로
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 아직 멀겠지만.
피만 있으면 비켜!
주라디오. 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
blunt.
지금은 바빠요.
We smoking.
지금은 바빠요.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
Point.
좀 나서도록 할까?
가세.
그 오물을
정신 차리게. 장부에 따르면 맨정신에 죽여야 하니까.
불렀어, 죽은? 필요한 일 있으면 언제든지 말해. 목을 콱 물어버리자고.
그 오물을 가져가라. 조용히.
돌로 제압했군.
좋은 결정.
빈틈투성이네.
주라니야. 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
Shit. Oh shit, I forgot. I forgot I have ego corrosion on this Unclair.
딱
저 발긴다. 주라하니여.
Yep, we can't forget the ego corrosion.
조심했어야죠.
롱백.
And do it again.
말을 들을 때는 조심했어야죠.
Can we like not have Sinclair killing people for 2 seconds?
당연한 결과죠. 저는 선택받았으니까. 그렇겠죠?
More enkephalin. The Quub. Yeah, my max level isn't raised yet. I have not gotten any more pieces from. I mean, I do have a different 3-star Sinclair, but I think I'm just gonna stick with M-Clair.
Pretty cool they have this. I can see. Well, actually, never mind. I can't see. But yeah. I wanted to check what. I wanted to check what their moves are like. But I guess I can't do that. Well, on the queue did. Okay, I'm just schizophrenic. Fuck it, we ball. Damn, I got shit.
지금 이 순간부터 날 보고 눈살을 찌푸린 자들은 모두 열애.
Cool. I've heard Welvader rant about G-Corp Otis.
It was a waste to win the sea.
오늘 하루도
해오던 대로 방송을 켜겠다.
와, 어느새 문지기님들이 길을 비켜주셨네요.
몇 명이서 오셨어?
Here with them?
13명이서 왔습니다.
Yes, I had 12.
저기 있다.
자, 이제 저희 한국에서 유행하는 춤을 춰볼까요? 이름하여 청새 소파를 벗고 이렇게
아이 젠장.
뇌가 둥둥
It
몰리는
doesn't sound like
기분이야.
it'll vibrate my entire brain. Hamburger, Shake Burger, Big Mac Whopper.
다 앞에서 꺼지세요.
Gotta make sure you all be silent. Swearing him is shattering a nearby That was more than enough for the clubbers to realize the seriousness of the situation. They quickly ran to the exit and vacated the club. Back to Whoa! He's so bad every single time. Why am I in there? What the fuck is this? And then you shit.
불길 속으로.
승부처다.
휘말리기 싫으면 비켜! 조용히.
주라니야. 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
Aye.
집속불. 내 받침자. 조용히.
이 거리면 충분해. 너한텐 잘 멀겠지만.
좀 나서도록 할까?
불길 속으로.
무차 잠들어.
Multiple foes at once. Cool. Captain Jack Sparrow.
지금은 바빠요. 집속불 내 맞춤장.
시력 발견.
조용히.
속에서. 주라니야. 죽도록 달릴 시간이다.
Hihiha. Dullahan. Even Dullahan for real.
불길 속으로. 그 오물을 떼어내주지.
Stagger plus.
좋은 전투.
I don't know if you're recovering from that.
좋은 전투. 한결 낫네요.
Idiot.
끝장냈어. 이제 더는 폭풍 소리에 죄를 떨 필요도, 개소리는 꿈을 꾸고 슬픔에 빠질 필요도 없지. 전부.
Finish Limbus and I have to do. I have my main team. It's just every single 3-star for no reason. I have a bully team, a rupture team, a sinking team, I got a poise team except it's just wild hunt because I don't know, whatever. And I need a tremor team. And a burn and charge team. Whatever. Tremor. Sync ring. What is the passives thing? Rupture poise, rupture. Sinking. Charge. Bunch of random debuffs. Tremor, burst. This one's just poison. Encorpdon. This one's rupture and this one's rupture, burn. This one's hot Mercer. Bleed. Actually, wait, what's this one's passive? Release SP heals time, SP after another from the same faction. So I have to have 2 middle IDs. Rupture. Tremor. Okay. Spam or something. Burn. Rupture. Tremor burst. Rupture. Yeah, and I think she has some good on there, but I know, yeah, Tremor's in it, but I know that Slosh Mail has a lot of good Tremor, so I'll use her for a while. What did I think? Yeah, she's bleed. How's the passives? Alright, I'll keep that. Gambler. Let's go gambling. Tremor. Alright, I have an excuse to use this. Sanitary then. I don't know. I think I'll use this one, then I'll try the other one. Poise, charge. Option charge.
오늘 하루도 고생 많았어.